Well, hello and welcome to the Cool JDM show, streaming live on Pacific Coast Auto.
But Abs,
what up?
Just how cool is it?
Man, so cool I describe it as frigid, cooler than a penguin soaking in an ice bath.
Damn, that's cool.
Yep, you're right about that. Cooler than the fawns, fixing an appliance with nothing more than a smack to the side of it. I'm talking cooler than cool, cooler than a February cannonball into a pool. So cool. Indeed, so cool that it's cold.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The Cool JDM show.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Cool JDM show with Derek Weldon and Maximilian Scheffler, and
Hello.
in the background, Grant.
Hi.
Grant, how busy are we today?
Not too bad.
Are we going to be hearing from you today?
I think so.
Wonderful. So today's episode is a little bit, honestly speaking, a little bit rushed because I had to work an extra 2 hours to put this together last night and then 2 hours this morning because we got so many interesting facts about all of the crazy and cool Japanese exclusive cars that many of them you probably haven't heard of. Now, if you haven't seen part one of this, make sure you can check that out after the fact. Part one has, I think, 14 or 15 cars. Part two is jam-packed with 20 different cars, and I'm sure that some of these you've never heard of, despite this being our audience, and I know that they are smarter than usual. What's going on, Max? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm excited what you have to tell about these cars.
I got too much information. This is going to be insane.
It is. There are also some cars that you guys would know.
Yes, but I think the cars that they know, we've got extra information that they didn't know. I learned something about the Z-Tune. I thought I knew everything about the Nissan Z-Tune, but I don't. And that's coming up. That's probably midway through the show, so skip ahead if you want to know about that.
But if you're watching live, you can't, so you need to bear with us.
Right. This is going to be the perfect show for people who want to rattle off information about cars to impress their friends. But a little word of warning for that first before we get into it. If you are rattling off information, you're probably impressing your friends less than you think that you are. You might be coming off as a know-it-all douchebag, so just do keep that in mind when we watch this show. Trying actually not to make people click away. I don't want to be a douchebag. Let's not watch that show.
No, that's why we are doing the part of being the douchebag today. So you can jump into the chat without feeling that way.
So of the stuff that I learned, there's an awful lot that I had to study and look up, but the list of cars came from our own brains. And so this is cumulatively in the office, all the cars that we thought were special enough to add to the list, and then we did a bit of studying for some of the rarer ones to make sure that we had the correct information for you.
And that might be worth importing yourself.
Yeah, good luck finding these at auction though. Several of them are like one of 20, one of 100, something like that.
If you do find them, you now know that we in the office know a lot about these cars.
Yep.
Potentially.
And if you want a Z-Tune, you're not finding that at auction or ever.
Yeah.
I don't think people sell them anymore.
If they do,
I think they die, and that's the only reason they come up.
Private high-class ownership only.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to jump right into that. Usually we've got a list of things that we're going to go over in the show, but we were right up to the very last minute for gathering this information, and I haven't panicked like that in a while. We were 2 minutes before the show when Max was like, are we going to talk about our tier list?
We will, but you will see me finding images for the tier list for that snack.
During the show. Okay, and so first things first is the industry talk section of the show, which is I don't even know what the title is. What is our title for this one?
These are the cars that Japan kept for themselves.
Oh, nasty.
It was Derek's idea, by the way.
So the first one, and this is in no particular order like the last time. Our first one here is a Nissan HNR 32 Skyline Autech version. Oh. And this one blew my mind, something that I learned about it. But this was sold from 1992 until 1993.
There's Derek.
And we just happened to sell one of these.
Yeah.
This is a 1 of 200 made. It is a R32 Skyline. And as you can see, if you want to know all the information about it, you can watch our episode on it, which is how long? 40 minutes, I think, because it was
41
so unique
minutes.
Cool.
It's the most in-depth video on the internet about this car.
Right, and that was before I got a haircut too, so you can see those luscious
Luscious Derek.
What's it called when you have the haircut that's short on the top and long on the back? A mullet. You can see my luscious mullet.
Or the mullet of the guy who's advertising his internet building platform, which I'm so tired of seeing.
Oh, can you pause it here for a second?
Oh, yes, we didn't mention that in the video.
And we felt stupid for not mentioning it. You want to mention?
Was it the same from the Porsche 944?
I think it was the 924. It was one
924?
Porsche of the era. Those fog lights come from a
Come from
Porsche.
that. That's why they say Bosch too.
But what I was going to mention that I wanted to mention, take a look at it. It's got the light, and then it has a little light pretending piece on the outside and on the other side too, to make it fit the bumper. Now, I don't know why they decided to do this, but they have faux light on the outside that they even made their own injection mold in order to
Make it fit the
make
bumper.
it fit the bumper.
Yeah,
Weird, right?
Yeah.
Man, that video could have been 50 minutes long. So, what makes this car special, here's point form, is it's an RB26 engine without a turbo in a non-GTR body. And so, very strange that instead of having the 280 horsepower turbocharged version of the engine, they had a 220 horsepower version of the engine. Now, it's only available in auto with a 4-speed, but it does have 4-wheel drive, or the same GTR version of the 4-wheel drive, which is rear-wheel drive until you lose grip, and then it turns into 4-wheel drive. Very similar to a lot of modern 4-wheel drive cars. And then here's the interesting part. This car, the regular version of the 4-door,
Also has rust.
was 2.4 million yen. This was 4.2 to 4.5 million yen. The same price, maybe 5% less than the GTR.
So you really wanted the ITBs and the
And the automatic transmission.
And the automatic
And the
transmission.
unique paint color too.
Yeah. The RB26 only came in the GTR for the R32, right?
And the Stagia.
Okay.
Stagia is not an R32, but yeah, the GTR engine was only ever in the Stagia and the GTR. And apparently this.
Yeah.
There was other versions of the RB, but the RB26,
Okay.
twin turbo, was the GTR engine. And then the paint code is called yellowish green metallic, which is now I was reading and it said this is the only car that ever got that color. But in the comment section of this, somebody mentioned that there was another car that was painted in this color. So that information may be incorrect.
I've read it up afterwards, and that person was right. Here, this guy said there were apparently some other R32s painted in that shade. The old GTR registry had the following 191 Autec R32s, 10 GTS4.
Oh, hold on. If it's 191 Skyline Autec R32s, then that means that some of them were painted in a different color if they actually made 200. Now, here's a little bit of a caveat and a disclaimer for the show. Production numbers are going to be told for all of these cars, but some of them, there are variances. Like one place will say this many and another place will say this many, so it could have been 192 that were made.
In the comments, Ambush said another RB car that the West didn't get was a Nissan Fairlady Z200ZR.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that car is so weird that you can get it with an inline 6 turbo and a V6 turbo. I can't think of any other car that you could do that with. Because usually you would only put a V6 in if the inline 6-cylinder didn't fit.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay, so there we have it. By the way, that Chicago Cubs hat has gone into the garbage now because it had worn out its welcome. It got the little band of sweat stain that goes between the bill and the hat.
Yeah.
Then I didn't want to feel like
I can
cleaning
see
that out. I tried to clean it out once. It didn't work. So it's been retired. And I replaced it with...
wait a second. We don't
nobody
have...
cares about my hat.
The screen share is frozen, so that's why we... Haha. So here's Nismo. That's not what we want. There we are. Weird. We're back with a functioning screen sharing.
Okay, on to the next one. So I guess we only have a picture of this one. Now you collected the pictures and links and stuff. Is it mostly just a picture?
Some are pictures. For the more interesting ones, I tried to find articles on them with
Perfect.
more pictures.
So this is a Nissan Stagia Autech 260 RS. I feel like this is maybe one of the ones people know about, or more people know about. It was produced in 1997, 1998, I believe. I only wrote down 1997, but they did have an early model and a late model of this.
Mm-hmm.
This is the early model that has the older looking front end. The late model had the headlights as kind of like a 4 headlight kind of design. Instead of just 2 lenses, it was 4 lenses.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the GTR station wagon. Autech decided, why save the GTR engine for people who like sedans? We want it in the wagon.
Yes.
And so this is all sorts of crazy that they decided to make this, and it actually cost less than the Skyline GTR.
You get more car for less money.
But the Skyline GTR is worth a hell of a lot more than this is worth now. So
Yeah.
the GTR was still the one people liked better.
The perfect example for how much a brand name is worth.
Yeah, right?
Maybe. But maybe not.
Well, the GTRs had the brand name, and then they could back it up because
Yeah.
of how great of a car it was.
Yeah.
And so about 1,700 of these were made, 986 of the early model and 748 of the late model. And so they had the RB26 GTR twin turbo engine with 280 horsepower.
280
Right.
horsepower.
And then it had the 4-wheel drive Atessa system, and then Super Hikus 4-wheel steering, and it had the Super Hikus system has integrated LSD in it. Extra chassis bracing compared to the regular version of the Stagia, because the Stagia is a floppy boy. Had the Brembo brakes from the LM version of the Skyline GTR, and then those wheels on it were the only wheels that you could get, which were a 17-inch BBS wheel. Oddly,
Nice.
here's a little tidbit of information.
Mm-hmm.
The offset's different between the front and the rear. So
Oh.
they're not the same wheel front and rear. The GTRs are.
Wasn't that difficult for like a 4-wheel drive system to have different wheel sizes on
It's
it?
not different wheel sizes, it's just offset. And so the rear ones are 1 centimeter outward compared to the front. So they decided that instead of having the same size wheels, front and rear, it would look better to have slightly different offset. And the
Or-
wheels will have a slightly different amount of lip as a result.
Or BBS was like, hey, we have these on sale, you know?
You think they came from somewhere else?
I don't know.
They might
I
have.
don't
I
know.
mean, a lot of
I don't know.
BBS wheels look the same, right?
I gotta love like roof bars with the spoiler.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It's just looks better than the Evo wagon, by the way.
In my mind, the Evo wagon is way better than the Stagia 260 RS.
I just think it's funny to bring that back.
It has a unique with a huge opening aero kit on it, made to look like the GTR, of course, and it has bespoke interior bits, such as the seats were wrapped in GTR fabric, and they were their own structure, not the Skyline structure, but they
same
were
fabric.
not the Stagia structure either. So a unique seat wrapped in the same kind of seat material as the R33 Skylines were. A few other minor things probably, but I think that's pretty much it. And then the regular version of the Turbo Stagia was 3 million yen, and these were 4.5 million yen, representing a 50% price increase over the regular version.
Question in the chat.
Yeah.
What's the NA-RB25's cost for the Stagia? Are they going up in price?
The NA? Most of the stages that survived are the turbo ones. The turbo RB25 ones.
You can get plenty of the non-turbo ones.
Can you?
Yeah, especially if you want just the 2-wheel drive automatics. They're generally pretty cheap and not very sought after.
How much
I'd
is
say you
pretty
can get them
cheap?
like under 800,000 or so.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Have they gone? Yeah, of course, everything has gone up. I'm not gonna ask that.
Is there such thing as inflation, Grant? The next car on the list, this one here is, somebody owns one of them in our neighborhood. We have seen it frequently. It is
That's insane.
Yes, it is a 1994 Nissan S14 Nismo 270R. Now, honestly, I probably should have put the 400R ahead of the 270R because these are brother and sister cars. The 400R is the Skyline that a lot of people know about, but most people don't realize they made a Silvia with the old Nismo logo. Love it. a Silvia that had a whole bunch of stuff, and these were ungodly expensive, and as a result, they only sold 30 of them.
I saw on Instagram someone in the USA owning one, and some trucker crashed into it.
That sucks.
So we know it's 29.
Yeah, I wonder how many are left.
Yeah.
Now, these are probably worth a good amount of money, but it wasn't too long ago that every once in a while one would come up for auction and it would be like half modified or heavily modified, because the value proposition of being a collector car just hadn't hit yet.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
so people were just modifying it because they wanted to. But this is so strange. The original one of these cost $2.5 million. The 270R was $4.5 million, the same price as a GTR. Hence why they only sold 30 of them.
Damn.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, you would really be like, I want rear-wheel drive. So not the GTR. I do want something cool.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Now, they planned 50 to be made, but they didn't sell enough to make the full 50. Engine power for the standard Silvia was 220, and this was 270, hence the name, 270R.
Mm-hmm.
Love the old Nismo logo on the side there with the decals and everything. So
Yeah,
incredibly cool.
yeah.
Now, it had Nismo camshafts, ECU, fuel pump, injectors, raised boost, front mount intercooler instead of the side mount intercooler, two-way mechanical LSD, Nismo lightweight clutch, and flywheel. Came in only one color, super black, with this pinstriping down the side, which I believe you can optionally delete, but you'd be dumb to do that.
Yeah.
And then an aero kit, complete with functional brake cooling ducts in the front bumper. And functional hood vent. The hood vent is slightly offset on the hood so that it could remove the maximum amount of heat around the turbocharger.
Oh.
And then it had
Functional.
the regular coilovers, also chassis bracing, aftermarket control arms, and track rods. Brakes came from the Skyline, so an
Okay.
upgraded version of the brakes, and then bespoke seats inside and a 300 kilometer an hour gauge set. You also got a numbered plaque on the interior.
Nice.
That's
basically
a
ni-
handful.
Nismo is like, oh, we have all these parts for the Silvia. How about we make a car with all of it on it?
I suppose, but some of it is also engineering, right? The
Right.
chassis bracing that they talk about was probably bespoke parts, and maybe they sold them, but I don't know.
If it's like TRD, it's like just additional braces that you bolt into existing bolt holes. So you could sell them
Could be, yeah.
without being a special model.
I believe those wheels are bespoke too, but I don't know. Grant,
Sorry, in the middle of stuff.
Didn't
too
even have
busy to
time
turn on the mic.
Yeah, too busy to turn on the mic.
Yeah.
Both my hands, yes.
Has
You know,
the same like GTR lip on
Oh,
the
that's
front
right.
intake.
Oh, interesting.
Just like Derek's City Turbo 2, by the way.
Yeah, but mine says intercooler on it.
Yeah. Okay, next car.
Yeah.
Next car is this. You might know about this.
So this is quite interesting, and I learned some stuff on this one too. The Nismo 270R, I learned that they had camshafts, which I didn't know was a thing.
Okay.
But on this one here, so the Mitsubishi Galant AMG. So this was made from 1989 to 1992. Now, AMG is a Mercedes-Benz company. Everyone knows that, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't owned by Mercedes-Benz until 1999. And before that, they would just do contract work for companies or
Yeah.
their own in-house tuning.
It was a normal tuning shed
Yeah.
in Stuttgart.
So imagine now
Stuttgart,
that like
not
your
Stuttgart.
normal tuning shed just gets bought out by an OEM. Like it's weird, right?
Yeah.
Because usually they would do all that in-house. Their in-house version of it should be better than just an aftermarket company that happens to also tune your stuff. Crazy. And so this was the original version of the Galant. Was you could get it as turbo or non-turbo, but this is based on the non-turbo version of it. They made 1,395 of them. They also made a AMG Debonair, which is one of the coolest looking cars, but we didn't add it to the list.
Yeah.
We didn't want people to throw up and click away from the video. The
Okay.
Debonair is one of the ugliest cars ever made. Now, this is crazy. It has way more engine tuning than I thought. So the original non-turbo is $2 million. This was $2.8 million. So pretty good value proposition considering everything that it has.
Yeah.
It has a tuned version of the 4G63, which if you're sharp, you'll know is the Evo engine,
Mm-hmm.
but no turbo. Okay, 8,000 RPM redline, which is insane.
Nice.
right? Titanium valve springs,
Perfect.
lightweight rocker arms,
Yes.
custom ECU,
Perfect.
high compression pistons.
Yes.
The regular version was 140 horsepower and this was 170. So
Yes.
an extra 30 horsepower is nothing to balk at. And then the regular version of the VR4 that was available for this Galant had, I don't know how much, now I wrote down here 280, but I think that's wrong. I think it was more like 240 or so. In this era, I don't think it had made it that high for the 4G63, maybe 220. But still, very odd that someone would not buy the turbo faster one and spend roughly maybe the same amount for the AMG version,
Yeah.
which also, by the way, came with body kit, AMG wheels, AMG steering wheel, AMG door sills, which is funny because that's now a big thing, but back then it really
for
wasn't.
the Mercedes. Yeah.
Or for every manufacturer
yeah.
to have a logo on the door sill, but
Now illuminated.
especially AMG. Leather was an option for these, and then the interior had dark wood grain to go along with it.
Seems like a premium version of a non-turbo edition.
Yeah,
But cool. Like, I want 8,000 RPM.
I'm surprised they sold so many of them,
yeah.
and especially since back then AMG wouldn't have been a household name in the same way it is now. It would have been like Japan going, "Hey, this is a very European niche tuning brand. We're bringing the European flavor to Japan." And
Yeah. Which, by the way, Jacob and I found out.
yeah.
Jacob was like, why is the Accord Euro R called the Euro R? It was produced in Saitama and sold in Japan as well, especially the CL1 version. And I looked it up, and it was called Euro R because they thought that Japanese customers would like to have cars that are closer to European-built cars.
Yeah.
So the Accord was like the...
So they just
"Look, we're
branded
making
it
like
as
a Euro
European."
car for Japan,
Ah.
which is, I think, quite funny.
You do hear that a lot when you're reading about cars. Like, they styled this to look like it's a European car. Actually, we have one on the list that's very much like that.
Yeah, someone is also mentioning the Legacy B4 Blitzen.
We didn't put that on the list, but that's it's very similar to another car. I just don't like the Blitzen that much. It's so very much a regular Blitzen that they did exactly what we were talking about. Went to a European company and said, "Hey, can you put your name on this and we'll give you money?" And so Porsche designed the aero kit and also worked together with them for the Tiptronic transmission. But that was in all the Legacies, not just the Blitzen.
Next car, we have a lot of cars on the list. And also, if you know more things about the car that we're talking about, feel free to just put that in the chat.
Yeah, for sure.
Or other cars that you think are cool.
Yeah, because then you can also be that douchebag that's telling people about cars.
No, not douchebag, educated person.
No. I'm saying this as if it's a good thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, the next one is super exciting because this is my first car in Japan.
These are so cool.
And I have
I'm
said
jealous.
that so many times. When I got the car, this wasn't worth all that much. But nowadays, people look at this in reverence because these specialty cars are very cool. So this is a Impal R33R. And basically, it's like many of these, but it's a complete car using the parts that you could buy from the company. So if you didn't want to buy the parts individually and you wanted everything, you can buy the complete car and you get a little numbered plaque on it and whatnot. Now, they made 200 of these, and it's based off of the four-door version of the Skyline, which seems like it was a thing, right?
Yeah.
The Autech four-door and then the Impal four-door, and
I think the
I
photos
think
looks
Tommy
really
Kyra might have done a four-door too. I'm
think
not
so.
sure.
Yeah. Has the weird like automatic wing. We had the light blue one on the channel once.
Yeah. That and that was on one other car, right?
The
Oh, jeez.
Mercedes. No. E30.
Yeah.
BMW.
So you could buy the wing for a Skyline or an E30.
I don't know which company. If it was Impol. No, Autech. Oh, this is confusing.
Yeah. Anyways, let's go on with the show. Okay, so basically this was an aero kit, which was a 12-piece aero kit, including fender extensions for the rear, which is pretty cool. Came with Impulse seats they are similar to a Recaro seat. I don't know if Recaro made them, but they're branded Impulse seats. They had an Impulse steering wheel, Impulse wheels. And I thought those wheels were pretty cool, how the bolts are sunk in and then they have the extension to the face that is flat. It's unique.
They
very
look like
unique.
the AVS 06s.
I suppose so. They kind of look like the logo for Red Hot Chili Peppers too. I'm sorry, am I dating myself? What else we got on here? Came with a special ECU, special gauge cluster with a higher scale. The original price for the turbo version, which this is based on, was $2.8 million, and this was $4.6 million. So
Now I want to know,
price increase.
how much did you pay for yours?
276,000 yen. And I couldn't find somebody to buy it. The idea was, this is right when we were starting the company. So the company had been in business for like a year or two. And I finally made enough money with the company. I was still not taking a salary, but I was thinking, okay, so now we'll buy a car,
It's an investment.
sell it, profit, buy a car, sell it, profit, like many of our customers now are trying to do, right? And so I bought this, drove it for like 6 months or so, cleaned it up, went to sell it, and people are like, nah, the R33 is not what we want, because it was right when the R34 was legal to Canada, and that's where all of my market was. And like, finally somebody did buy it at a price that I didn't make any money on. And it's so funny to think back, because if you have this car now in the same condition, it's worth an awful lot of money. Mine was gunmetal gray and it looked so good. My first ever turbo car, and I used to get giddy with my wife in the car going, listen to the turbo sounds.
I can imagine.
I was like 24 at the time. 25.
Nice.
Yeah, I especially like the rear spoiler being close to the trunk lid, and then power wise, now officially they didn't give a power number. Stock these put out 250 horsepower. With the exhaust and the ECU tune, I always thought it was probably somewhere around 280, but I didn't really know. So
Yeah. I paid more for my cappuccino when I first came to Japan than you paid for this.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
It's mega weird.
Other things: suspension, roll bars, tower bars, and also roll bars. And that's basically it.
Are these coming up for auction?
We sold
Still.
one like couple of years ago, but you don't really see them all that often. Here's the thing: we talked about this last time in the same way. Like, if you're looking for any one single version of this car, it's going to be hella hard. But if you're looking for special models in general, you'll always find something coming up, because there are enough special models that if you're looking for them, you'll find them.
I think the difficulty is you need to wait a long time for one to come up.
If you're looking for one specifically, but every week there's going to be something special.
That's also true.
Get on the auctions.
Get addicted.
Yeah. Have some crack cocaine, enjoy it, and then come back for more.
Good.
It's a not hypothetical, metaphorical crack cocaine,
yeah.
because buying cars from auction is so much healthier than hard drugs.
Next one.
So
I love that Dress Up Tools insists its personality, a little giant.
the Tom's T082. This is extra fun because Grant used to own a Starlet, and I think that was his first car in Japan.
Yes, it was.
Now, they made less than 100 of these, but the actual numbers are not known. Tom's has never announced. So this was, like many of these cars, a catalog tuning package that you could buy as a complete car. Tom's being the tuning company that is associated with Toyota. It may even be partially owned by Toyota. I don't know. They only do Toyota cars as far as I know.
Yeah.
And they do a lot of the famous ones for Toyota. Now, the regular price of the Turbo Starlet was 1.5 million yen, and this was 2.5 million. So again, a 50% increase in the price.
Damn.
A little bit more than 50%. And this was meant to be a lightweight track car. The biggest parts of this are the body kit and the crazy rear wing that looks like it's adjustable.
Looks like a boy racer hat. Like when you have the hat a little bit too far back on your head. Yeah.
Now, this did have extra power. It had a Tom's ECU that programmed for higher boost than the stock turbo engine, and power went from 135 to 160. Now, the weight of these cars is only around 900 kilograms, so 160 horsepower and 900 kilograms would be very fast. That's Turbo Sylvia fast.
Yeah,
maybe
I
even
believe this
faster.
generation's even lighter than that. Like, so this is the one before I had. Mine was 9.
I'm sorry, Grant. The
Yo.
picture that we have is the generation that you had, but I believe there was a version of this that came out before
the
this.
picture you have is the generation before mine.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, the one you had the kind of oblong-shaped headlights.
Yeah, I had the very last one. So this is the 92 to 95, the EP82, and then mine was a 91.
My numbers show 890 kilograms, but again, sometimes the weights can be a little bit
that
off.
sounds correct.
Like if you got the one with AC or the one without AC, weights would be different. So
Yeah, and so mine, the later generation that I had door bars and some other vaguely safety things, and was like 960.
and it still felt incredibly light.
By the way, we have Blue3JA in the chat. Can't wait to see my car on the channel soon.
Yeah, 860 for the 82
It's the Altezza.
So 860.
with 160 horsepower. Like that would be rapid.
Yeah, crazy. And also, it had a couple of lightweight parts like the wheels and the flywheel. And so it would be a little bit lighter than stock. Also, the fiberglass bumpers may have been slightly lighter than the original ones. I don't know.
I love the Igera wheels.
I do, but not on any car except for the old classic Celicas.
Yeah.
Now, it also came with exhaust, which again might be lighter than the original one, and had functional, they called it functional aero, and then Tom's new S light wheels. That was the official name, new S light wheels. But they are the Agera design.
Yeah.
Okay, came with Tom's suspension, tower bar, smaller steering wheel, which was leather wrapped, and Tom's branded sport seats. I think when it comes to special cars, the crappier the lower end that the car is at the beginning, the better it is now because they don't exist in comparison. Like almost probably every single Z-Tune of the 19 that they built still exists. But who was holding on to these?
Yeah, I'll also fully admit, like, the Starlet is a cheap car. Like, from having mine, the engine felt fantastic, but you can feel that it is the bottom of the Toyota range that they've just stuck a vaguely interesting engine into. You felt that.
Is Tom still in business? Yes, it very much is.
Yeah, and they're actually doing really well. They just came out with a new set of 400,000 yen wheels that everybody's buying.
And you can buy complete engines from them. You can buy new 4 AGEs built by Tom's.
Yeah.
And 3 SGEs, by the way. Not for the
Very
Altezza,
crazy,
though.
right?
I would like to
Now,
have a
if
Tom's.
less than 100 of these were made, I would say that there's a good chance that only around 15, 20 of them have survived. Maybe even less. So, incredibly cool. Okay, on to our next one. 1995, so the same year as the Starlet. I haven't been saying years, have I?
Yeah, you did.
1995 Nismo March R. Okay. Now,
Yes, red top.
gotta make sure that I'm getting all of the information here correct because I had in my mind it was the next generation after this, but I think this
you
is
did.
right.
It's the K11.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, so under 1,500 of these were made, and if that number sounds familiar to you as a homologation number,
Haha.
that is why this is a racing car that you can buy for the road because many races required you to have road-going versions of the cars before they would allow you to race in them. And then because it was expensive and because there might not be the market for it, they usually lost money on the homologation, so they only made the exact amount that they needed. So in this case, 1,500 of them. The Nismo March R. And so this was made to win the 1000cc class in rally.
Rally?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's a homologation special. And now, I'm sorry, I did get this the wrong one. I am talking about the K10. So this Nismo March is the K11 March, which will be very different from the one that I'm talking about.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Pardon me. I could have got the year wrong, actually. I think I did. So my bad for that.
Are you talking about this one?
Yeah.
Oh. Let's see.
Those headlight covers are insane.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. I suppose you would take those off when you are on a night stage.
Still, the K11 March Nismo, still very cool. White fenders, all of the Nismo
I wish we were
catalog.
talking about that, actually, but in my mind, this is the cooler of them. Now, if this looks like a March Super Turbo, you're not wrong. This is where the March Super Turbo came from. And it has the supercharged and turbocharged engine, but it was made 1 year before the Super Turbo came out, and I guess that was a way to amortize the costs of development. And so the original price of the March at this time was 700,000 yen, and this was 1.3 million, so twice the price. Now the Super Turbo is 1.35 million, so an additional amount after that. Now, if you wanted to take this rallying, you also had to buy the Nismo Rally package, which was an optional extra for 400,000 to 500,000 yen.
What did it include?
Roll cage and some other things.
Okay.
Let's see. Roll cage, racing harnesses, exterior armor. Now, I get that there's scuff plates, but when you call it armor, it sounds so much cooler.
Yeah.
It had night stage fog lights.
I guess.
That was part of the kit, so maybe this one didn't come with that. They didn't option the kit for rally, and other various things. The engine was the twin charge, so turbocharged and supercharged, 930 cc, 110 horsepower, with a belt-driven Roots supercharger and a turbo. I didn't get the name of the turbo. Only 740 kilograms, so very similar to the Honda City Turbo, right? Very similar power and very similar weight. It lacked sound deadening, no manual windows, no radio, no clock, no rear wiper, and a close ratio 5-speed manual with such a high top range that you couldn't drive highway speeds without being at 5,500 RPM the entire time. In racing, this transmission actually became a bit of a problem, I was reading, because the final gear is so low that you couldn't go the top speed that you would need to win some of the races. Came with a viscous LSD front-wheel drive, not four-wheel drive, during the era where four-wheel drive was dominating, but I guess there was still some people going, you know what, front-wheel drive, if we do it light enough, we can maybe win some of the races.
At least we're saving some costs.
Aero parts, asymmetric hood, large front bumper opening, and special race-tuned suspension.
These are shoes, not the car.
That looks like the FK10 engine, like the Figaro's engine.
A little bit,
I think it is a version of it, because the Figaro also had the 1 liter turbo engine, but that one only had 76 horsepower, and this one 110.
Cool.
I want to talk about that other Nismo, but I don't know anything about it. Yeah, sorry. The year on that one was wrong. So.
In any way, you can see the parts for that Nismo. It's got over fenders.
Those over fenders are insanely cool. The small, like the lightweight sports car that's fast, that's totally my jam.
Also, marketing material for that time. Wide tread version. Spark. Okay, next car.
Okay, so the next car on our list is a 1992 Mazda Familia GTR. 2,500 made. Again, racing homologation.
But they went 1,000 over.
I don't think it was for the same series, because this one here is a 1.8 liter engine. So I think they were capped at like 2,000 for whatever they were. So this one was in development from the mid 80s when Group B was still a thing. Group B is the rally series that didn't have a cap on the amount of horsepower, and too many people died, and as a result it got public pushback. A lot of people know the story, and so that turned into Group A and Group B for rally in the WRC. Mazda wanted to enter Group B with this car, but during development, Group B was canceled, and so they had to reconfigure it for Group A rally instead. And so I have a theory. I don't know if it's correct because I haven't been proven, but I believe this is where, like, it's the same engine as the Miata.
Oh.
It's a Miata 1.8 liter engine, where the Miata came out with a 1.6 liter version and then later a 1.8 liter version of it.
Was it the 1.6 or the 1.8 that was supposed to be a turbo engine?
I think both, because it started off as the rally development.
Am I going into the right direction with your theory?
I think that the Miata engine came as a result of the Group B getting canceled, and then they were like, now we've spent all of this money, so what are we going to do? Because everyone knows the Miata engine is overbuilt and can handle turbochargers really well.
Mm-hmm.
And so I suspect that the Miata only got that engine because of the Group B cancellation. That's my theory. I mean, maybe they had it all in mind, but I'd like to think that that was the case, because then you can be like, I got a Group B monster. Because they are, like a Miata with 250 horsepower. It's absurd.
Yeah.
And they have oil squirters under the pistons. What cars have those from factory? Even the regular versions of the Miata have them.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, right?
I had a friend in university. He had a 400 horsepower NA Miata.
V8?
No, turbo.
Oh, how many days did it last?
Oh, it lasted all the time. He built it himself, and like he was studying automotive engineering,
Wow,
and he did that in the backyard
that's
all
very cool.
himself.
Usually
insane.
the Miatas, the 1.6, 1.8 ones are tied to just over 200 to 250, sometimes 300. Over that is considered not for this world. Like, you could do it, but you're not going to do it for long.
Yeah.
Okay, so Japan got 2,200 of these. And if you're thinking this looks just like the turbo version of the Familia or the 323, you're not wrong, but the GTR is the homologation version. The GTX is the regular version.
Ah. Mm-hmm.
And then these also came out as sedans for the GTX, but I believe the GTR was only hatchback. 2,200 for Japan, 300 for Europe. They were a four-wheel drive version of the 323 with the 1,800cc engine. Now, Familias, the non-turbo ones, were 1.1 million at the time. This was 1.9 million. Oh, sorry, 1.9 million for the GTX.
Okay.
2.4 million for the GTR. Now, the GTR is a bigger... This is kind of interesting. The GTR is a bigger turbo than the GTX, but was slower. Because it was detuned for the road, because the big turbo would take so long to spool up compared to the small turbo of the GTX. So you got the worst car if you got the GTR, but it was more special. But you had to pay more for it.
I think it would be funny to do like a little video. I drive a GTR. Oh my god, you drive a GTR? Camera pans to the Mazda Familia.
And so many other cars. We've got a list for
Yeah.
a future show of all the cars that are called GTRs in the world.
Ah, right.
Came with factory 210 horsepower. Grant, help me out here. What is a sodium-filled exhaust valve? And why
Sorry,
do you
guys,
do
I
them?
can't talk today. We're way deep in translation requests.
That's what Grant says when he doesn't know the answer, I bet. Sodium-filled exhaust valve. Someone in the chat help me out there.
Sodium filled.
I've heard it a lot. I just don't really know what it means. It probably has something to do with heat management or something like that. Larger injectors, forged crankshaft, strengthened gearbox with larger teeth.
Oh, I bet it's gonna make like a zzz sound when you drive.
Like straight cut gear
Yeah.
sound. The four-wheel drive system was set to 43% front and 53% rear. It had an LSD for the center differential. Now, they probably had LSDs in the front and rear, but I didn't find that information in time. Brakes, this is really cool. Brakes came directly from calipers and discs from the Mazda Cosmo. The 3-rotor RX-7
Super
luxury
big.
sedan.
Heavy car.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Came with huge aero, including its 3-hole grill / bumper and integrated fog lights, which looks very Lancer Evolution, if I do say so myself. And the GTR had the 3 extra vents in the hood, of course, for heat management.
Also, chat coming in clutch. The sodium-filled valves are for high-performance engines. It helps with valve temps. So the inside of the valve is sodium-filled. not like the valve hole is like filled
Right.
up, because that wouldn't make sense.
My understanding was the inside of the valve. Now, there was a special further version of this called the GT-AE, and only 300 of them were made, and they were a lightweight version of this,
Oh.
and only 30 of those were made. Those ones killed the power mirrors, power windows, and AC.
Do you know what the AE stands for?
No?
Awesome extra. No, I don't know. But
That sounds very much like it's true. Or adventure excellence. Japan's all about.
Yeah, I'm trying to find more funny versions, but we should probably just go to the next car.
The next one, okay. You already showed it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is the most infuriating out of all of them on there. People pretty much know that this is a big deal.
Wait a second. Anniversary edition. Maybe. Anyway.
So this is one of 400 made, the Toyota Sprinter Truno Black Limited, made in 1986, which I believe was the final year of production
It was
in Japan.
the last 400 A86s made were the Black Limited.
So, Grant, I know that they made them in 87 for North America, but those ones would have been sold in 86, whereas in Japan we don't do that skip a year forward thing.
I believe 87 is still the final year in Japan as well, though, because the Koki only happened in 86, and it ran for about 2 years.
So what? My knowledge was always that it was the last 400 ever produced in the factory.
I could
the
be
Black
wrong with the
Limited.
year, for certain. So here's the problem I have with this. The values for these are insane. People will pay up to $100,000 for Black Limited because 86, oh my god, plus, ooh, the hardest to buy version of the 86. Sure, that does make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But special limited editions of cars are a ubiquitous thing. Every car has a special limited edition. The purpose is because when a car comes out and it's alive for 4 or 5 years, it gets a big boost in sales at the beginning when it's a hot new car, but then over time, other hot new cars compete with it and the sales go down. And so at the final year, you'll always see a limited version of it that will come with some special options or something, special color of paint, special badging, or something like that in a way to boost sales. And Toyota, when they were making this car, didn't make a special car. They made a very regular version of the car with some different colors here and there, and then called it the Black Limited, assuming that, this will be our sales bump for an otherwise, mid-remarkable car.
Outgoing car.
Right.
Yeah.
It just happens that the car became extremely famous in the following decades afterwards, and therefore the car that was made to be nothing special. I mean, it's a marketing thing. Look how special this car is, but it's a lie, right? It's usually like, you get colored door mirrors and something else. I mean, not in this one, but that's
Not in this
usually
one,
it's a
Yeah.
door mirrors, or you get a shift knob that's different, or wood grain instead of plastic on the interior.
Different color with a plaque that doesn't say your production number, but just 1 of 200.
And so this car came with, I'm going to get everything that was on here because it's not much, metallic black paint. Now, when I say it,
the only 86 from factory.
you go, "Ooh," with each one, okay? Ready?
No, this is a genuine who because I would like to have a Black Limited.
Gold pinstripes.
Yes.
You have gold pinstripes on your car.
My 86 in Germany has the Black Limited sticker.
Black limited decals.
Yes.
A golden version of the snowflake wheels. Orange. No, actually, this is pretty cool. Orange instead of green for the gauge cluster.
Yes.
And then the seats have special stitching that say Black Limited.
Also, I think the seats.
You didn't say ooh.
Ooh. Is that all?
No,
Or does-
I got another one.
Okay,
but tell
okay.
me about the seats.
I think it's bespoke fabric too.
Yeah.
For the seats.
And the carpets and the shift boot are bespoke
And
fabrics.
the shift knob is bespoke, and the steering wheel is bespoke.
Okay.
All of it with gold lettering. What else do you have on your
And,
list?
and all fabrics and carpets were darkened
Black.
because it's the Black Limited.
Do you have something else on there?
The engine and drivetrain is completely stock,
Yes.
and it is probably the only one on this stupid list that has a stock engine in it.
No, it's not. That's the
Okay.
other 86.
Tell me something. Oh, right.
Okay, more stuff. Gold badging,
I said that, but you weren't listening. You
like
were
the Trueno badge
jacking
in the
off
front,
under
the
the table.
stickers in the back. The taillights are smoked.
Okay, I didn't know that, but I forgot.
And-
And the markers in the front.
Right. And it has does it say Black Limited? No. The Toyota in the taillight centerpiece is also golden. So smoked and different.
Can you get a
lettering.
picture of that? I want to see what you're talking about. Just type in Black
Did I?
Limited taillights.
No, I did find. We are not here.
It's just, if you search Trueno smoked Koki taillights, you'll see they're all the same.
Oh, they're all the same?
It's a standard Koki taillight. It's just smoked, so it looks exactly like
Nice
an
typing
aftermarket
there.
one.
Okay.
I want to know what you're talking about with the gold lettering. Because like Toyota with some of their cars will put lettering underneath the plastic. Some of their late 80s cars.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was maybe something like that.
Oh, I wished I would have saved the actual article. Hey,
He's probably watching.
this is not it. I'm sorry, this is unprepared stuff. Let's see if I can just remove this.
Current price is $75,000 to $100,000 US, depending on condition, but most Black Limiteds will have been restored, I would think.
Mhm. I cannot. Anyway, you guys can search that.
It's crazy how much those cars cost.
Yep.
You know do you know what the original price for the 8.6 was?
Also like 1.5-ish?
Mm-hmm. And the Black Limited was 1.7. So it's like a
200,000.
200,000 yen.
It's not much, honestly. If you like
No, because they
black.
didn't expect it to be something
Yeah.
crazy. Like we're looking at all these ones that are 1.5 or 2 times the original price because they actually are pretty special. The Black Limited is just for weebs.
Like me.
Man,
By
can
the
you
way,
imagine if Takumi actually had a Black Limited? The price would be 200,000. All the value for the 8.6 comes from the TV show.
yeah. Questions that comes
I like
from
how you toss that off because you know I'm not being serious.
Yeah,
it is an amazing car, but it did get a value bump because of popularity from the show.
Absolutely. Chat questions that are not related to the main topic will be answered later in the Q&A section.
Thank you, producer Max.
He wants to make this a thing.
Yeah, and so
My first name now is
It's fun.
producer, and my last name now is Max.
I'm gonna do it in the next show.
Okay.
Welcome to the Cool GDM show. This is Derek and producer Max.
Next car is on the screen.
Okay, so the next car here, probably one of the most famous cars on the list. One of 44 made in 1996. This is the Nissan Skyline GTR 400R. It is very similar to the 270R, but because it's a GTR, these are now worth big money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so originally the GTR at this time was about 5 million yen. This was 12 million yen. So more than double the price of it. Now the intent was to build 100 of them, but again, they didn't make as many. Only 44 were made. The economy was a little weak for over $100,000 Skylines.
Just after the bubble burst, right?
I guess in 96 would have been a few years.
A few years after. Mhm.
Yeah, 5 years after. Now, current price for these, when they sell used, are $800,000 to $1 million US.
I almost slipped. I almost slipped.
The engine has its own moniker for it. It is called the RE-X engine, which is a 2.8 liter engine with high boost, 400 horsepower, stroked with forged aluminum pistons, forged connecting rods, a strengthened cylinder block, ported and polished by hand engine, head, high lift camshafts, valve springs, a metal larger head gasket, a 1.2 millimeter, higher capacity fuel pump, larger intercooler, ECU tuning, of course. I didn't know this, a different version of the Atessa four-wheel drive system, so tuned specifically for the 400R.
Oh.
I don't know what they tuned, but apparently it's better, I guess.
They changed a transistor on the board. I don't know.
Carbon fiber drive shaft,
Oh, that's interesting.
a Nismo clutch, LM aero kit, which is unique because the lip spoiler, you'll see this on a lot of aftermarket bumpers, has the support there in the center. And then, of course, hood. And here's something else that I didn't know. 50 millimeter wider.
50 is quite a bit. I knew that these were like 30 mil wider.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's a
benefit-
lot, eh?
Yeah.
And then carbon fiber rear wing, vented hood made to look like the Le Mans Skyline.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Skylines did pretty good in Le Mans, but I don't recall. It wasn't the top class, of course, but they had the. I think they won.
I am not too good with the Mans history.
I think that's why we got a Fit 1 of 50 version of the LM R33 GTR. I
Mhm.
could be wrong. I don't
Mhm.
know. Look it up. And then BBS GT1 wheels.
No, those are Nismo, like LMGT.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, I do know that, so I don't know why I wrote that.
The only car where these wheels are supposed to be on, by the way. In my opinion.
We did the wheel tier list, and we found that that's a top tier wheel.
Yeah, I know.
Imagine putting those on a chaser. It'd be weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some people are into that
it's
sort
made
of
by
thing.
Race. Yeah, it's made by Race.
Bilstein dampers, titanium exhaust, special seats with embroidery for 400R and 320 km/h gauge set, which you could probably maybe test that. You see this on Skylines all the time, the 320 km/h when the car can only go 270 or something like that. But and then a 400R specific steering wheel on it. I may have missed a couple of things, but one of the holy grails of Japanese cars, and probably the second most expensive Japanese tuning car. I think the most expensive one is probably the Z2. Second most expensive is going to be the 2000 GT, the original Toyota, and this is probably a third.
If maybe we're missing something.
It's a maybe.
Yeah. Yes, people are answering the door, by the way, and we currently have a mailman looking at us while doing the show. Because the door's
We should invite him in, Casey Neistat style. 44 of them made, and they are all in collections and never to be driven again.
Yeah, there's the question by Kinda Generic. Have you guys seen a GTR LM at auction before?
A GTR LM, yes, we've bought one.
Oh.
Yeah. We've almost bought two. We were highest bidder on another one, and then it went unsold, and we made an offer, and then it sold for less than our offer.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never seen one of these driving on the street, but I have seen a real authentic Z-Tune driving on the street.
I think I saw a 400R at the New Year's at Daikoku once.
Oh, yeah,
Right
that's
next
the kind
to,
of events that...
Ford GT40. That was
Which version of the GT40?
the old old.
Oh, like a real race version.
Mhm.
Wow, cool. Okay, next car on the list we have. I wrote on my list the Subaru Impreza SRX STI instead of WRX. This one might give a run for the money for the most expensive. These are getting insanely pricey. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is the ubiquitous 22B version of the STI Impreza, by far the most popular version of any supercar. Subaru. Any Subaru.
Mm-hmm.
They caught lightning in the bottle here because they were kicking ass and kicking bum in rally. And then they made this, which it's funny because it's a 2.2 liter engine. You couldn't participate in the rally that they are commemorating.
So it was the...
Because you need a 2 liter engine. No. This is just a commemoration car.
Ah, okay.
Now, I found that they made 400 of them, but again, this is disputed. Some people say that it is slightly more, like 413, and only 400 of them were sold to the public, where some of them were given out as prizes.
Mm-hmm.
And Colin McRae had one famously, and he sold it $611,000 US. It is the Colin McRae version of the car that he's famous for, so it does make sense.
Yeah.
But regular versions of these are commonly $200,000 to $300,000 US.
Are they notably better than a normal WRX STI?
Yes, very much so.
Have
better.
you driven one?
Yes,
Ah,
we have
he likes to
exported one of them.
Yeah.
And I didn't really drive one, but I drove it around the port because I was like, this is my only chance. Vroom vroom.
Probably
It did feel unique. We have sold tons of these STIs, so I know them like the back of my hand. But the 22B, you sit in it and it feels more unique than a regular version of it, which I was a little bit worried about because these are economy cars at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But the engine of it sure felt special.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this was made just 1 year in 1998, and the 22B is in reference to the engine being the 2.2 liter. And I didn't know this, but it is only bore to increase it.
Oh.
Not
EJ20.
At least where I read, it said nothing about the stroke being increased. And usually when you increase the engine size, it's way easier to put a different crankshaft in and pistons than it is to actually bore out the engine.
Mm-hmm.
But the engine of this is unique too because it was the closed deck version of the engine. And Subaru guys get massive hard-ons for the closed deck engine version. The first versions of the STI had this, and then later on it was too expensive to do. But the closed deck makes your water channels basically further apart from the cylinders, and your cylinder walls are therefore beefier, so you can run a higher boost.
Okay, now it makes sense that they would bore it up because I was like, doesn't that seem like a stupid idea on that engine?
Yeah, this sleeve version of it doesn't have super thick cylinder walls. But it's got a lot of cooling therefore. Like the closed deck ones now, cooling can be a bit of an issue, perhaps. I don't know. I haven't tried to tune one. Now, these had an estimated because they officially called this 280 horsepower, but the regular WRX was also 280 horsepower, and the STI, the fast version, was 280 horsepower, and the 22B, you know, this is when they were joking about power. So people estimate it's about 300 to 340 horsepower, and I would say probably the higher end of that, because the regular STI people said was about 300, 320. Okay, now closed deck engine, forged pistons, sodium filled exhaust valves.
There we are again.
You know what that is? It's a cooling thing for the
Yeah, it's
exhaust.
mostly used in high performance engines, I heard.
Larger version of the turbo, wider by 4 centimeters per fender, and does make a difference in the way that it looks. It is beefier and scarier. Also came with a different bumper and different cooling vents on the hood that a lot of people do in the aftermarket because it is so amazing looking. In the same way that the 400R bumpers are emulated in the aftermarket. Intercooler water spray actually had a button on the steering wheel, which is pretty cool. Usually it's in the dashboard.
Let me inject some water.
Yeah. The chassis was seam welded. There is an adjustable rear spoiler, where the regular version of this spoiler wasn't adjustable. And then all of them were painted in Sonic Blue mica, not World Rally Blue. There's a lot of confusion with paint colors for Subarus. They think any beautiful blue color is World Rally Blue.
That's not,
But it's not. It's a pearlescent color for this. And so it is unique looking. The wheels on it were gold 17-inch BBS wheels and came with Bilstein suspension. I believe it was IBAC springs, but honestly, springs can go shove it. It's the shocks that do all the work for you. Like a spring's almost a spring, right? And then IBAC. Like, you make good high quality products and you have a very good attention to detail. You make a good thing, but Bilstein wins. Came with a driver controllable center differential. You know what? This is why we're never going to get sponsored by anybody. Twin plate clutch from factory. Super quick steering ratio of 13:1. Much quicker than the STI, which was already.
The TSWX has an 11:1 steering ratio. Only the 2013 one, which we found out after saying that.
We got that wrong in the video, and we had to go back and edit it out, didn't we? And now the original STI was 3 million yen, and this was 5 million yen from factory. And
that's a decent amount more.
They didn't make a production version number 13 because it was bad luck. So there's no plate that says 13.
That's very American, though.
I suspect that this was maybe made in with help with ProDrive, which is a UK company. So that may have been part of it. I don't know. Because in Japan, it would be number 4. That would be the unlucky number. Because 4 means
7.
death. What does 7 mean?
Shichi?
Is that like death or something?
Yeah.
Double death.
Yeah.
Why did they choose a name for
That's
a number
why you can
that
also
means
say
death?
Nana instead of...
Is that why?
Yeah.
Because
I don't know if it's why. I don't know.
She can also be called Yon. Like 4 has 2 names too, and 7. Those are the only
4
2.
and 7 who have 2 names.
Learning Japanese, that's the dumbest thing. The Japanese word for all of the numbers is this, except for 4 and 7 have 2 names,
and
you have to use them in specific times. Stupid. And that's all I have to say about this. I was so happy that we were able to export one of these because it is one of those big cars. Like, it's not the craziest car that we have exported, but it's very close to the top.
Yeah.
The McLaren F1 is almost certainly the... No. We didn't export one of those. The Porsche Carrera GT, for sure, is the craziest one that we exported. $1 million car.
The USDM Subarus came with the EJ25, which was just a bored-out version of the EJ20, and this is why they have a bad reliability reputation in the US compared to the JDM version.
Oh, is that somebody wrote that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool that somebody knows that, because I have to constantly be defending Subaru's EJ20 engine when everyone says that they have head gasket problems.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I would give you a super chat if there was a reverse super chat.
Next one.
Next. How are we doing for time? We're okay, right?
Yeah, but we should not.
We don't have anything for this week at PCA.
No, we do.
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh.
We have pictures to show if we have the time.
Okay, I'll keep going through. So, Mitsubishi Pajero Evolution 2500 made homologation special.
Yes.
Actually, I read this, and I don't think that this is true, but I read that the chassis for this was unique and homologated, and then they used it for the short wheelbase version of the Pajero. So they were planning when they made the short wheelbase for it to be their rally car. And this was made specifically for the Paris-Dakar Rally, the famous one where you drive across an entire continent and they do it with motorcycles. You'd have to be insane to do that in a motorcycle.
I don't know how people survive that.
Right? Like one person on a motorcycle over what, 2,500 kilometers or something like that? Insane. Okay, where are my notes about this? So, in 1998, the first year that they actually did the racing for this, I think it's the first year, they won first place,
Nice.
second place,
Nice.
third, and fourth.
Nice and nice.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
So they made 2,500 of them, 1,992 were automatics, and 508 were manuals.
Oh, that's rare.
Yeah, we've sold a few manuals, and I was like,
Are these still in the 50K Canadian dollar range?
I think so. It's weird. When they became U.S. legal, the price shot up to landed U.S. dollar price of around 25,000 or so.
Mm-hmm.
And then they fell. Like, people didn't seem to be too interested in the price, and they fell like 20 or 25% from that peak.
Oh.
I don't know why. It's kind of weird because...
Zate joined at the right time.
Right?
Nice.
Okay, so this surprised me. They have a bunch of stuff that's unique to the Lancer Evolution, and I thought that at least the civilian version was pretty tame, but it isn't.
Oh.
Okay, so the Myvec version of the 3.5 liter engine has 280 horsepower instead of 220, so a sizable jump.
Okay.
And Myvec, if you didn't know, is their variable valve timing. I don't know if it's both timing and lift that's changed. I don't know that. It's based on the...
Zate can answer.
Yeah. Based on the short body version of the Pajero, has huge wide end over fenders as well. You can't see in this picture, but there's a nasty big vent behind the front fender that has a functional vent to the engine room, which is nice to see. And huge rear wing that is awesome because it looks like devil horns.
It looks so odd. There's one red one in pretty perfect condition driving around.
Reds are rare.
This area here. Every time I walk past it, I'm like, you are the coolest person on earth.
Does he have decals on it?
I don't know.
The decal packages on these, especially the red one, is so nice. It's very much like the Tommy Mäkinen
Oh.
Evo. Has skid plates. They are optional for the consumer version of it. Now, the solid rear axle of the Pajero was changed over to a multi-link rear suspension and long travel suspension with raised height. This allows you to go over sand dunes if you want to do that.
Or jump.
Right? I wonder how different the actual race car is from the one that we got.
Probably a lot still.
And this surprises me because I don't think the race car version was the same, but you've got a torsion, center, and rear limited slip differential. Torsion is famous because it's the one that you don't want to lift your wheels off the ground for it to function. If one of your wheels is off the ground,
Yeah.
torsion will it won't work. So kind of weird that they got that, but mechanical ones also wear out and they're a maintenance item, so I can see why they would want to go with that instead. Came with Recaro seats inside, and I believe only 3 colors: white, silver, red, maybe black.
I don't know.
I know white, silver, and red. I have seen them in black, but I don't know if they've been repainted.
Zate says the Pajero Evo has 3 different timing variations between 0 and 8K RPM.
Oh, so it's a triple VTEC. That's so cool. And yeah, that was another thing that I wrote down, but I didn't say. 8,000 RPM redline in a V6.
Okay, so 3 timing variations. So it's got like 3 set phases of
Switchover
intake
points.
timing it switches between.
Yeah.
So it's variable valve timing only, and it's not like continuously variable. It's just between one of 3 settings.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's VVT, not VVTI.
Well, I just means intelligence.
Yeah, so with Toyota,
So
with
that's-
VVTi, that's when it's the like infinitely readjustable, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like if you look at the first, I think the first VVT from Toyota is on the 20 valve 4AG, and it's just on or off. There's only 2 settings.
Yeah, correct. And then the VVTi, for example, in the Altezza, it constantly pulls and adjusts timing based on...
This is
sensors
why
and stuff.
engines are fun and electric motors are not fun. Right?
Would you like to...
Nope. Let's talk about things
Okay.
that are not electric cars. Not a single car on this list is electric or even hybrid. Next is a 1994 Mazda AutoZam AZ.
Wait a second, just to finish that thought.
Yeah.
It says one was made in gunmetal. The Dakar Works Evo is different, but has similar suspension geometry. And then the variable valve timing adjusts both intake runners and the cams.
Oh, really?
And yes, I also wonder if it has sodium-filled exhaust.
Is that going to be a thing like the motorcycles?
Yeah, please. Next one.
Okay, the Mazda AZ1. This is a double one because there are two versions like we did on the Familia. So the Mazda AutoZam AZ1 M21015. Now, M2 was their kind of Skunk Works division in Mazda before Mazda Speed became a thing. Now, it's not technically Mazda Speed, but it's kind of, it turned into Mazda Speed kind of, I suppose. And so we could consider this something akin to a Mazda Speed version of the AZ1. Now, sadly, it is a full appearance package only with no changes to how fast that they go. And so this was the final version of, I'm sorry, I was reading the wrong one. Comes with a special aero kit and fog lights integrated into the hood, as well as a bigger intake on the hood, which is funny because there's no engine there. The intake
Where does it
literally
go to?
doesn't intake anything.
Is it a cooler?
No, it goes to your HVAC.
Perfect.
Comes with aggressive front bumper and bespoke rear spoiler. And I will say, I quite like the look of this one.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, it was fairly expensive. Comes with special colored paints. It comes with special badging, a steering wheel. Mechanically the same, but that's not to downplay it too much. It still comes with the F6A engine, which is a 64 horsepower, 9,000 RPM inlines 3-cylinder. That is really awesome.
Fun engine
Now,
when it runs.
oh, you know what? This wasn't too much more expensive. It was original ones were 1.5 million, and this one was 1.6 million, making it the most expensive K car you could buy at the time. Yeah, K cars were usually under $1 million at this time.
Yeah, true. But
So-
it's a very special K car.
Now, currently these sell for about $30,000 if you want one. Like I said, they're not too much more special than the original one. They just look kind of cool. Mostly special also because of the name, like the 1015 is also a naming moniker that they had for some of the other M2 versions of Mazda cars, like the Roadster, and we'll be talking about those. And kind of a little piece of history because they only made about 25 of them.
Oh, that's why I couldn't find pictures.
Now, we don't know how many were made. I found sources that said anywhere from 25 to 50. So it's
yeah.
somewhere in there.
Okay.
The more trustworthy information said that was 25. Now, they also made a special Mazda Speed version of AZ1, which probably was one of the first Mazda Speed cars. And that one was called the A-Spec, and it had aero parts. Yes. Sodium-filled, no. LSD.
Very good.
Exhaust, and cost 1.7 million, and suspension as well. 150 units of those were made, so they were they actually had suspension, exhaust, and stuff like that. So they were a little bit more than an appearance package.
Okay, next, we still got a bunch to go through. Oh, isn't that cool? How many people know about this?
I think I saw an 8.6 that had this front end put onto it on Facebook yesterday.
There is a Corolla version in the European market that has an 8.6 like front end, but no side markers. So
Weird.
maybe.
Anyway, 1986 to 1987 Mitsubishi Mirage GSR Turbo X1X. Now, the X1X is the reason why we were putting this on here, but the X1X package could come on the turbos and the non-turbos. Thank you, Grant, for figuring that out. And
What's special about that package, Derek?
this one is all sorts of weird. Do you see it on the steering wheel? I don't know if the resolution is strong enough for you to see it, but it says designed by F.A. Porsche. What does F.A. stand for?
I don't know.
Ferdinand Alexandra Porsche.
Ah, is that okay?
So it's actually, I looked this up. I had to make sure that I was right about this, but it's F.A. Porsche Design. So it's very similar to the Blitzin. It's their design company.
But
that
wasn't
came
this
in.
before it was named Porsche Design?
I don't know.
I think it must be before.
And so they came in and then redesigned a Mitsubishi Mirage. Now, there is a super bummer with this car, and I'll explain that after the fact. But to begin with, it is super rare because they were quite pricey for what you get. Normally, 1.3 million yen for this. This one was 1.5 million. And that's a lot for this product in 1986.
Mm-hmm.
This is the same, I guess the same price as the 8.6, but way worse, actually. Now, Porsche designed the wheels on it. I want to see the wheels because when I was researching this, I didn't see what the wheels looked like.
Here. So
Really?
Just a little reminder. FA Porsche is the design studio, and Porsche Design is a different company.
Right.
So
Okay,
this
so
is-
different
yeah.
wheels, different steering wheel, which again was stupid looking. Kind of looks like the wheels. Came with special colors. Came with premium interior with houndstooth fabric. I didn't look at the pictures to
Houndstooth
confirm this, so wonder if we can find that houndstooth.
I don't know. It's old marketing material here.
Yeah,
But-
very old. Now the engine, and this is where the bummer comes in. It's an 8-valve, 1600cc engine with a turbo. How much horsepower do you want to guess that had?
Oh, let the chat guess. How much? Say it again, and you guys in the chat say how much horsepower.
So 1.6 liter turbo 8-valve overhead cam.
What's the power on this? What would you guess?
And I think that they can assume that it's going to be low because I said that it's a bummer. Because a 1.6 liter turbocharged engine, even an old turbo, should be producing somewhere in the 130 to 150 horsepower range.
So we got 93, 86, 10, good guess, 76, 92, 101, 135, 80.
You know what? We should make people guess horsepower a lot because it really helps the chat.
It's good for the chat, right? Yes, yes.
105 horsepower, which is vomit inducing.
Nick Tube was right.
At the same time, the AE86 engine put out 115 horsepower. In 1972, my Corolla carbureted put out 115 horsepower out of a 1.6.
Yeah, but
What's the turbo for?
let's keep in mind the standard version of that engine made 73 horsepower. 105 is a big bump over that, and it probably has like 7.5 to 1 compression, like early 80s
And
tech.
probably 5 psi.
And I believe
Whoa.
Mitsubishi was doing hot air turbos on everything for this.
Oh, they better have. If they had an intercooler, that would have been a waste of your money.
Like I don't think it's that far out of what you'd expect for that period.
I feel this engine was also made in the carburetor days, and this was the first of their fuel injected. But remember, Honda City at the same time took an. Geez, I'm going to be burned for this, but like, I think it's an overhead cam engine in the City, not an overhead valve. And so the same kind of engine, 1.2 liter, puts out 110 horsepower. And this one here is a 1.6 liter, the same structural design, and they could only
Yeah.
manage 105
I
with an
think
extra
this-
400 cc.
Yeah, I think it's all in the head design. Like the same thing with the Toyota stuff. The Starlet for this era is a 1.3 and it makes 110, but out of a 12-valve head.
I suppose that maybe the City has a bespoke head, and that's where your difference is.
If anything, these cars are just for the cultural heritage.
Yeah, and
Maybe.
I've got an old Porsche Mitsubishi, which I bet most people didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us, it's very easy for us to forget just how dire the performance situation was in the early 80s.
Yeah, this would have been during the catalytic converter era, so they could have been using one of those old ones that really sapped the power.
Yeah. Look, there's the arch in the back is straight.
Oh yeah, it's very Isuzu, isn't it? It still looks like a cool car.
Yeah. Someone took some time to design it. Hey, it still looks better than the Luce.
I wonder what Porsche was thinking. Like Porsche in the 80s, all of their cars were very sleek and very not boxy.
They were close to being bankrupt.
And they
So
were
of
like,
course
we'll
they
take
needed-
any job.
Yeah.
But the designers are like, oh, the elegance and the beauty of the rounded car is so important to me. And then someone's like, here's a job for you.
that's why
Make an
they
aero
put,
kit
they-
for an
that's why
80s Japanese.
they put those
tiny car.
beautifully rounded wheels on an otherwise very angular car.
Yeah. I mean, what can you do? There's not much that you can do to make it beautiful.
Yeah.
I think it does look cool, especially in a 80s kind of way.
Now, have you seen this car ever at auction? We probably don't look for it.
Honestly, I didn't know about it. I knew that there were a lot of this kind of little hatchback during the 80s, but I didn't really pay attention to this one in particular.
If I see one on the road or at auction at some point in the future, I'll be quite happy.
That's what this episode is for.
Yeah. Next one.
Look at that. They're showing a picture of the circuit board. Okay, so the next one. So I knew about this car, but I didn't understand its significance. Okay, so this is a Nissan Impulse 630R. This is the very first complete car that Impulse ever made.
Oh.
Furthermore, this is based on the Y30 Gloria / Cedric.
So cool.
Furthermore, the articles that I was reading led me to believe that this might be the beginning of VIP styling on cars. The very first car that started the VIP styling trend.
So Impul was the trendsetter.
Beyond that, this car came out when sports sedans weren't a thing, and Impul is like a racing company, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were like, okay, well, let's make our first complete car, but instead of basing it off of the Fairlady, we'll make a sports car out of a sedan, something nobody has ever seen before.
Yeah, you gotta put the stuff together that's not supposed to be together. Like chicken nuggets and vanilla milkshake.
Gross. You dipped your hamburger into the milkshake too.
Yeah.
Now, granted, at this time, there were sports sedans, but they were more seen as a Euro-centric thing for the most part. So I suspect that they were trying to bring a little bit of the European flavor, which seemed to be a very popular thing in the 80s here in Japan.
It's weird because the car itself is more like an 80s version of an American car. But now you put like the Mercedes 190 Evolution style bumpers onto Nissan.
Yeah, it does. The E190 and the M3/M5, it does have similar styling.
Yeah.
Now, they made 400 of these, and the regular cars, and this surprised me too. I didn't know that the Cedric was over 3 million yen in the 80s. That was a lot of money. And the Cedrics were good cars in the 80s, but in the 90s, they just became kind of NPC cars in my mind.
Yeah, that's why
people will hate me for saying this, but I've been around enough of them. I like the styling. I like that they're rear-wheel drive. I like the VG engines in them, and you can get them turbo. All of that's good, but they still feel very NPC to me.
This, however, doesn't.
They went from 3.2 million to 4.7 million yen in 1987, and so that was a pricey car. And you got Impul Aero Kit, blacked out details for the grille. That grille looks badass, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You got blacked out trim elsewhere on the car. You got fog lights.
Yep.
Gotta love how fog lights were one of the special things on cars back then.
Yep.
My car can drive in the fog. Impul Pro mesh wheels. One of their
Also
racing
very
wheels,
cool.
right?
Yeah.
Now, a tuned ECU on the VG30 engine. Now, the typical turbo Gloria at the time had 200 horsepower. This was a solid bump up to 230.
Just with the tune.
Well, it was a turbo engine, so you can, add some fuel and boost.
Okay. Still, 80s.
They only came in automatic transmissions, and then here's an interesting part too, is that they made it hard suspension, whereas the Gloria is a sedan with soft suspension because they're made for comfort. And so anyone who bought that would have to throw away the reason why people would buy the Cedric or the Gloria in order to get some harder, lowered suspension. It also came with a strut tower brace and Recaro seats inside. If you can find one of these, by all means, you got to buy it, because I think this one, more than any of the other cars on this list, is going to be hard to come by. Because sports cars are always like loved for being sports cars, but this was a sedan that...
I wonder how many of these, if you find it at auction and you look at the underside of the car, have scrape marks all around because of the VIP era. Like all of them were slammed to the ground.
Yeah, finding one with those original wheels would be tough too, I bet.
It looks so cool.
I kind of wish it had fender mirrors on it. I think that would complete the package.
I do also like the A-pillar mirrors. But yeah, fender... A modern designed fender mirror maybe would look good.
Oh, I love these cars. You see the back window. So the back
it
window...
wraps around, right?
Right. The wraparound has a hard kink in it.
Oh.
Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So usually any rounded windows will be a gentle rounding, but this one was quite unique.
Also, no B pillar.
Nissan loved that. They're called hardtops. It's a sedan without a B pillar.
Also, the Gloria ornament is blacked out as well.
Oh, cool. This is obviously a modern picture. So there's some chance that they restored / modified something so it's not fully original.
Maybe,
But I think it looks. I think it's pretty similar to what it would have looked like. Probably hard to find any original pictures of them.
It was a little hard, yeah. Okay, next one.
Chat, would you like to tell us about this car? It's probably the most well-known tuning car in Japan. I
Maybe
knew
it has
a good
sodium
amount of
filled
this.
valves.
Actually, I've got a lot of stuff to read on this because there's just
Okay, then
so
we
much information. This is part of the internet generation's version of cars, and so therefore everything is already out there.
How about you only tell the stuff that people might not know?
I don't, because then I got to skip around in this wall of text that I've written. So the most expensive car on this list, regularly, I wouldn't say regularly because you can't find them to buy, but they sell for between $2 million to $3 million US at the moment, because the sellers can ask whatever they want because there's huge demand to have the best version of any tuning Japanese car in Japan. If you have one, then you get the stuff.
You get to. That's why people buy art.
This is a speculation grade car.
Yeah, you can
basically
dictate the price.
This was built for Nismo's 20th anniversary, which is something I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
It was a commemoration. They only made them in 2005, which is really significant because the production of the GTR ended in 2002. So Nismo went around. There's a few things that I think are so interesting in this. Nismo went around the country trying to find the best versions of the Skyline V-Spec 2 that they could find. And they were only considered ones that were 30,000 kilometers and had a perfect service history done by Nissan and had no modifications to the car whatsoever and had a measurable chassis that was structurally sound.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, what I read, and I don't know if this is true because this might be a rumor, but the reason why they only made 19 of these was because they could only find 19 cars that were in the quality that they needed to make them.
I mean, yeah, it's a GTR. People are going to drive the hell out of it.
Okay, so all but 2 of the Z-Tunes were painted in Z-Tune Silver, which I didn't realize is a different color.
Okay.
I don't know. I've seen them in person a few times because they usually have them at the Omori factory and you can see them.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks similar enough to the regular version of Silver, and Nissan had like 2 versions of Silver for the GTRs anyway. So I don't know if that's true, so take that with a grain of salt. Now, the original GTR V-Spec 2 was 5.7 million yen. This was 17.8 million yen. More than 3 times the price.
Do you know what these were worth in like 2010s?
It's hard to say because they wouldn't come up for sale even then.
Yeah, okay.
So the engine has its own unique moniker, just like the 400R. It is called the Z2 engine. Now, things were a little bit gray. I might not have the right information about this, but I believe that the blocks are bespoke for the Z2 because they have been further strengthened from the regular N1 version of the engine.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the internals of them around the cylinder has been hardened. I don't know how they hardened it because I couldn't read, but they might have shot peened it or something like that to harden or cryo treated.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 2.8 liter version of the engine, had 500 horsepower and 9,000 RPM redline. They changed the turbos from a regular bearing turbo to a ball bearing turbo, the 2 of them. And the engine block is called the RRR cast iron engine block with reinforced cylinder walls. Forged bespoke aluminum pistons. Bespoke, so they were special to the Z-Tune.
Mm-hmm. Maybe people don't drive these because if something breaks, you can never fix it. Unless you ship the car to Japan.
Omori would fix them for you. Of course they would.
Yeah.
They'll take all your money. The pistons were unique in that they had oil squirters on the underside, which the regular pistons didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And aftermarket doesn't really do oil squirters because why bother for the most part. I-beam connecting rods, so that's a stronger connecting rod, and they were 1.6 times better in strength than the regular connecting rods in the N1 engine. Forged long stroke camshaft, hand ported and polished head, just like the 400R. Camshafts oil pan baffles, carbon fiber. I didn't know this. Carbon fiber Kevlar body kit, including the famous hood scoop and front fenders. The chassis was reinforced with carbon fiber Kevlar in and around the areas near the front doors. Again, I didn't know that.
You didn't.
No.
The carbon stuff is quite famous. Like, oh my god, it's carbon
The
fiber.
problem with being a car guy, though, is you get this sense of you can't tell me nothing. And then you go through life assuming you know everything, so you don't want to reread something when you feel like you already know it. You want to gather new information, right? I think that's what happened to me there. Undercovers of the car were carbon fiber as well, and then a carbon fiber drive shaft. There was an oil cooler, an increased oil cooler size for the engine, as well as one for the transmission and one for the rear differential. It had Sachs adjustable suspension in 3 ways. What are your 3 ways? Damp,
Rebound.
bound, rebound, and
I knew
what's
it
your third
before.
one?
I don't know.
LM, I'm going to get this right this time. LM GT4 wheels, Nismo wheels basically, 18-inch, and then red and black interior parts, as well as you got little foot plates for your interior.
Wow, most important part.
This one's doing a weird thing.
By the way,
okay.
it looks like for 3-way adjustable shocks, usually that's going to be rebound and then high-speed compression and low-speed compression.
Thank you, Grant.
What a legend. So there is the Z2.
Oh, can we talk about how Kevlar is a brand and it's actually called Aramid fiber?
Is that
I
true?
didn't know.
I didn't know that either. Who
I don't
was
know
that
if
that
it's
said
true.
that?
Raindrop. I don't know. Do we trust Raindrop?
I'm going to keep saying it, even if I'm wrong. The amount of times I've said something, this is a highly technical job where you have to speak about a lot of cars. The amount of times I've said something wrong unknowingly because I read it or heard it from a bad source, it's just, and then people are like, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. And then you lose credibility because, but you can't avoid that at the same time.
Yeah, it's going to happen. Yeah.
Okay.
The thing froze again, so I'll be switching the...
Embush said it's called the Z-Tune in Japan. Yeah, in Japan, Z is pronounced Z instead of Z. Canada, we're kind of yes and no, but here in the UK, or I think most of Europe, it's pronounced Z, right?
Yeah.
It's just the song rhymes with Z, and so kids get confused. Nobody sings W, X, Y, and Z. When I was an English teacher, you bet your ass I was doing that.
Next car. Also interesting.
This one's very cool. I love the way that this came together. Okay, so the Daihatsu Charade, or Charade, I don't know how you pronounce that, was a little subcompact back when Daihatsu used to make cars that weren't K cars. And this, I guess, competed with all the other boxy 80 cars. What makes this one special is the story. So basically, this is a Charade Di Tommaso. Di Tommaso is the Pantera. It's the same brand.
This thing.
Right. So how did that name come
Find
on
its way on
this car in the 80s? And I think that this is an automotive version of how famous actors in the 80s would do commercials here in Japan, but you would never see a famous actor do a commercial in North America because that would be too low for them, right? They're always worried, like, oh, if I get knocked down a peg, I won't get the parts in movies, so I'll never do a commercial. That's for the lower tier actors, but Japan was like a honeypot for
making money on
commercials. So this is like the automotive version, because back then the world was smaller and nobody would find out that Japan had a Di Tommaso version of your car. But this is the way it worked. Di Tommaso, the same brand, owned the brand Innocenti, which was an Italian car maker, but they weren't really a top tier car maker. They would take other cars. And the only car that I know about was the Mini, because they were the Italian version of the Mini, the Innocenti Mini.
Oh.
Now they
something new.
I'm sure that they borrowed other cars and then sold them in Italy under their name.
brand,
But Di Tommaso owned Innocenti. Innocenti used Daihatsu engines in their smaller cars.
Aha, there's the link. I was wondering where that's going
That's
to
where
go.
it comes from. And then
Okay.
they were like, hey, can you give us some Euro street cred, which is a theme in this show, by
Di Tommaso.
styling our car for us. Now, I unfortunately was running out of time and I didn't find out all of the honestly, I was just a little bit too excited about that story because I think it's all sorts of cool.
The story sells it.
Alejandro Di Tommaso was the guy's name, and he was, the owner of the company / the company was named after him, so he made the decision himself on that. And regularly these were 1.1 million. This was 1.35 million, and it was made to be an Italian feeling version of the car. The engine is just 80
Wait a
horsepower.
second, so it broke down all the time.
Well, no, all of the mechanics were done by. You know,
I'm
you know what
kidding.
car we didn't add to this is that really weird Zagato Nissan.
Oh god.
We should have. I don't know how we missed that one. You know which one I'm talking about? It's like a Nissan something or other underneath, but Zagato did the full body. Just bring that up because we got to show it. It has the weirdest door mirrors in the world. Zagato is like a styling division for Fiat. Yeah.
Is it this one?
Yeah, so see those hood bulges? They have the fender mirrors in them.
Is that a Nissan or wasn't that a?
Who made that?
I think it's the Fiat.
No, it's a Japanese company. Zagato is okay, I think Fiat, maybe not.
The Zagato bodied Nissan. But it looks like a Fiat. Which
Well,
Fiat was that? Stelvio?
Zagato is Alfa Romeo and Fiat. They were a styler for that company. So yeah, if it looks like a Fiat, that's probably why. We have sold one of these. They went to Europe, so there's one of them in Europe.
Back to the, not this one.
Oh yeah,
This one.
the Charade. Here's something else. The Charade was the world's first. I don't know why this was even a thing, but the world's first 3-cylinder 1000cc turbo engine.
Oh.
Not
I bet
really
it must
that
have
special.
I think that would have sounded great. I want to watch videos on lunch break how this car sounds now.
No, the engine was just a Daihatsu engine.
But a 3-cylinder, 1 liter. I mean,
I wonder if it shares anything with the Daihatsu Boon 3-cylinder 1 liter turbo engine.
Maybe.
I mean, it came way later, but
it's nice to sell it twice.
one of the selling points of this was Italian signature paint. This is how they branded it. And it was a two-tone red and black.
I like the two-tone red and black with the gold wheels and the decals. Oh, someone is asking, are we guessing horsepower again?
80, we already said. But you guys can guess again because we need that engagement. Momo steering wheel and special two-tone interior. Actually, pretty smart looking, I
Yeah,
must
it
say.
looks quite nice. Like every car with red carpet and not red everything
Yeah.
speaks to me.
Oh, that's cool. I
Okay.
love me some 80s cars.
We are running out of time
No.
very hard.
No. We only have 3 more.
Okay.
1987 Nissan Impulse.
No.
Oh, we're on that one. Oh, I've lost my mind. We only have 3 still. Okay, the Mazda Roadster M2. This is another dual. We have the 1001 and the 1002. There were 300 of each of them made. Again, these are akin to a Mazda Speed version of them. So
Grant is chiming in.
yeah, I hear him.
I was just gonna say I want one of these so badly.
Which one?
I think it's the 1001 that has all the engine modifications and everything. Man, I want that.
They're pricey. So the 1001 was called the Cafe Racer, whereas the 1002 was called the Vintage Roadster. And the Cafe Racer was a tuned one that was faster than the regular version.
Oh.
And then the Vintage Roadster was just an appearance package. But it actually was very cool. It had... I'll wait for that. The Cafe Racer went from 115 to 130 horsepower, which doesn't sound like a lot, but to get there is difficult because the Mazda engine was already very well optimized at that time. Higher compression pistons, aggressive camshafts, exhaust, mechanical LSD for a street car. That's wild.
Yeah, I know.
You know, the people who are watching the show might not.
Yeah, my car has a mechanical LSD. It reminds you that it's there every time you drive.
Stiffer ride, aero package, stripped interior, aluminum roll bar. And the original price, this is crazy, absolutely crazy. The original price of the Roadster, 1.7 million. This was 3.4 million yen.
Whoa.
Right?
Wow. But you get a chrome valve cover. I
Yeah.
mean,
Can we
isn't
also
that
mention
worth it?
the 1001 has one of my favorite gauge clusters of any car ever made.
Yes. Oh, it looks so good.
That steering wheel is unique too.
And no center console, just carpet.
Oh yeah, it was a
looks really
stripped
good.
interior. And so yeah, you could get it without the center console. There were other versions of the Miata without the center console, and it just comes with that carpet. It's really neat. Very akin to the old MGBs and stuff. So the vintage Roadster was the same, actually a little bit more expensive, 3.5 million.
Oh.
It had modified suspension, but not harder, smoother. And I can't tell if that means softer, but it said smoother suspension.
Smoother.
Okay. Bespoke exterior styling. Is this it?
No, I don't have for the.
okay.
I didn't know that there were too much different.
M2,
1002.
1002.
Why am I searching Miata?
Oh, you're so cool. You can type in Japanese. Oh, you know what's interesting? The S2 Racing that we used to have our bumper from for our racing Miata.
Is for the 1001.
but they
right?
sell one for the 1002 too.
Oh,
Their two
so
their
it's a
two bumpers
reproduction.
are the two style of the Mazda one.
Ah.
That's cool. Okay, so this one came with bespoke exterior styling, of course. Yamaha wood interior. The only Miata I think that has real wood.
Yamaha.
Yep. And it's not Toyota. It's Mazda.
Yeah.
Cool, right?
Presumably, though, this is Yamaha, the piano company, not the engine tuner.
But it's the same company.
Yeah, I know.
They're not a piano company. They are a sound engineering company. And now everything comes together. Makes sense.
Leather wrapped dashboard, real leather. Leather wrapped door cards. Came with unique 15-inch wheels, which I want to take a peek at because, again, I didn't look at the pictures when I was reading this.
Oh, it's the same
Oh.
from the.
No, they're Panasport style.
Huh.
They look like the sunflowers, but they're not.
Okay.
And then no. Oh, geez. I didn't finish this one. It says no power, and then I left it, so I guess I got distracted.
No
but
power bump.
there you go. The leather seats in it. There was another picture of the interior of it. It looks crazy for a Miata.
Yeah, so
The
I'm
full
just
leather
laughing at newsflash, guys. Wood comes from trees, not pianos.
Actually, you can get Yamaha dining sets here. We used to have one, and
Ooh, you're so established.
we got it handed down to us. It was probably fairly pricey. We don't have it anymore because it was the one my wife grew up with, and it was in kind of rough condition. But yeah, their selling point is the same quality wood that we use in our pianos.
So what you're saying, it was mostly like to make sounds drumming on something. So my sound company.
You wouldn't
thing still
believe
makes
how
sense.
good the table sounded if you went like this.
Yeah.
On it.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
Next car.
We got this one. I actually didn't study too much because I didn't know too much about it. So maybe Grant can chime in on this. It's the 1994 Toyota Corolla TRD 2000, one of 99 made.
This is one that Max found.
Yes, and I forgot because I found it like 3 months ago, and I read through all of it, and everything is out the window because only Honda City Turbo 2 stuff lives in my brain at the moment. But it was supposed to be a race car, but it wasn't a race car. Then they made the homologation version of it, which only a few were built, like 20 or something.
Of the homologation version, which is not this one.
Maybe it was only
Okay.
99 built for this one, but complete stock with 3SGE engine in it.
Now this looks like it's the like a part special like some of the other ones, but it actually isn't. The engine in it is the 3S engine, but instead of being a Beams engine, it doesn't have their Beams technology, but was still 180 horsepower naturally aspirated 2-liter, which was pretty wild back then. I would love to have driven this. If it had aluminum pistons in it, which it might have, I don't know because I didn't study this one like an idiot. That would have been fantastic because there's a Nissan Primera Autech version that has lightweight pistons in it, and it changes the SR20 completely. It just feels way different.
Yeah.
And the 3S is a peach of an engine that I quite like. And the one thing I don't like about it is that the engine feels heavy when you're driving it.
Yeah, I believe 180 is the stock output for an NA3S of that era. Same from an MR2, but it's still a great feeling engine.
But the MR2 was 185 and had beams
No, the beams is only in the last couple of years.
of the MR2.
Yeah. So the one before that, the NA3S, is just the normal.
It
one,
was
the same
180
as-
horsepower?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay, now this came with an LSD and a strengthened clutch. It came with brakes from the Celica and a TRD aero kit and wheels. They were only sold in Tokyo.
Oh.
It was probably a dealership special.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if it's the dealership that did the VVTi on my car. I mean, it was the TRD factory at the time
Yeah, it
when
could've
that
been.
car was new.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I'm digging those seats. You know what? These seats look very similar to the ones we had in the BB for a short amount of time.
It's the same. It's a Koenig wheels. It's the seats.
Oh.
This is the same seat.
Oh, so the seats that we had in the BB could have come
From that car. Yeah.
Oh, wild.
I remember when we looked at this, we were like, wait a second.
The seats look really cool, but they were like
Squeaky and old and dirty.
and the fabric had separated, so
Yeah.
they looked bunchy and bad. So we got Sparco seats instead.
Cool. If
Yeah.
you find one, you need to buy it.
And on to our last one. Why did we leave this one to last? That was an idiot
I thought
move.
you have organized this by
I
Dave
didn't have
came-
time to really organize it, and so I just kind of threw it.
How
Anyway,
many
the-
people in the chat know about this one?
The last one is the worst one. And they were expensive too, weren't they?
Yep.
Oh, this thing. There
Okay.
was one of these at auction last week, and it made me want to hurt myself.
They sold these from April 2015 to August 2016. The amount is not known, but it's a guess that it is under 1,000, because there are probably not that many people in the world that have such bad taste in cars.
Yeah.
This is a worse looking version of the 8.6, and it is basically a headlight, front bumper, rear spoiler package. It wasn't popular because it was pricey. The regular version was 2.5 million to 3 million yen, and these were 4.2 million yen.
Yikes.
CB, do you know what it stands for?
Tell me.
Cool Beauty.
Is it cool
That's
beauty?
a little bit mean. Imagine having like a Tinder profile and then being like Cool Beauty if you were super ugly. Like, my name is Cool Beauty.
Okay, I have the coolest fun fact about this car.
Tell me about it.
Came out April 2015, and it's based on the pre-facelift, right?
Mhm.
However, the headlights are a chopped version of the facelift headlights.
Oh, you're right.
So they introduced this headlight in a different housing, chopped up, before they actually used the headlight design in the facelift.
Did they like hand chop them up?
I don't know,
Because yeah,
but it is
it's the late
face-
model headlight, but with a
It
different
just stops here.
cover on it.
Yeah.
Also, Grego, I will never be able to unsee your Sebring comment now.
Wait, now I gotta read that.
I had a cursed. Oh,
It's like a Sebring and an 8.6 had a cursed child. Yeah, it's the front end off a Chrysler Sebring.
Yikes!
That's terrible.
Has a stupid looking mouth too.
let's just continue to focus on the headlights because I think that's a cool detail.
Premium cabin touches, steering wheel, white face gauges, black wood grain dashboard. It wasn't faster.
No, there is no black wood grain dashboard in this.
Right here.
That is not wood grain. Oh, it is. Oh my god. Yeah, the white gauges are sweet.
Oh, and
You know
two-tone paint.
This line here, I find interesting that they did that.
Oh
with a
yeah.
little, like it's
It's something that you'll see on like minivans when they enter their late model version. They'll put a chrome strip or a light bar between the lights.
yeah. Yeah, it's like a front end swap, and this is also a car on the list with no power bump whatsoever. It's just a style package.
Yeah.
You
Like-
know, in like 20 to 30 years, people will be making videos about this car just like we made videos about the Gloria Impol version.
And then
Like,
they'll say,
oh,
it
we
didn't-
don't know if it has any
They didn't
performance.
sell
upgrade."
very many of them
Yeah.
because it didn't look cool and was expensive.
Mhm.
Well, you buy one of these, stick it in a garage if you can handle it for that long, and then see what the market says about it. The ZN6 for sure is going to be a future classic, but this one,
And even though this looks
it is weird.
this looks weird now, people will still be going after them to be like, oh, I've got that special version ZN6.
There are specialer versions of the ZN6, aren't
yes. There? Yes. Okay, car picks.
That
and
I
we need
guess
to
is the
hurry.
end of them. So
Yep.
we're on to car picks here. Grant, are you able to or no?
Bit tricky right now.
Okay, so our first one here is a 1982 Land Cruiser 40 series. Now, 40 series are one of the 10 out of 10 difficult ones to buy from auction. So auction is great for buying cars when they are closer to being brand new cars. As a car gets older, the ability for the auction to accurately represent what the car's actual condition is gets further. 25-year-old vehicles are already pretty bad, let alone 40-year-old vehicles like the 40 series is. Furthermore, rust has always been a problem on these, and the auction in particular can't really understand how to tell if rust is a problem because it's probably been bondoed over and then painted, and then the auction will just say W2 or paint repairs. You don't know unless you're an expert with a magnet or paint depth gauge to know exactly the extent to the corrosion because all of them will have it to a varying amount.
Yeah, the rust on this one's pretty bad. The thing that amused me is if you look at the first picture, the inspector guy looks so happy there in his black tank top.
I will
what's
say
the
the
auction sheet?
styling of the FJ40 or BJ in this case, BJ40. Oh no, hold on. This is an RJ40. So you could get the R series engine in these. Or no. You can't. That's a B that's not written properly. Grant,
Yeah. BJ40.
there was no such thing as anything other than the FJ. Oh, okay. I'm looking up here.
Yeah, that looks like R,
It absolutely does.
but this is a B.
Because I'm thinking the R engine started in the 80s and these were in the 80s. But then I looked at the 3.2 liter. I'm like, they don't make a 3.2 R series.
I don't know anything about these, so you gotta stop looking at me.
So it's a diesel version of the 40 series. This was the utilitarian vehicle du jour, or what's the French word for decade?
I also don't know French.
I don't know the French word for decade.
Me neither.
Ans, A-N-S, for year, right? So
I don't know French.
de ans. This one here looks like it's got a ton of corrosion. Oddly, it's got corrosion on the roof, which is funny because these come with a factory fiberglass roof. So I don't know how you get corrosion on the roof. They do corrode where they meet the metal sometimes, so that's probably what it is. The body looks good, but don't let that fool you. These are all like little time bombs underneath.
I mean, Snow Peak sticker on it?
Oh.
Yeah.
This one's got something special.
What?
The back end has the barnyard doors on it, which Jesus, this is old information in my brain. It looks like they are the detachable barnyard doors where the top can open and then the bottom can open separately.
Oh. Is that true?
Now, okay, the ones that I know, they've got the there's full barnyard doors with tailgate, and barnyard doors where the top half can come off, which was on the convertibles. But this one's obviously not a convertible, so I'm not sure what the heck's going on. But you see that seam between the top and the bottom, but you can also see the hinge on the outside. It could just be a styling thing, and this could
Maybe.
be just the regular openable ones. But the tailgate ones were the early models. I didn't check the year on this one.
Okay, for time restraints, let's do that.
Yeah, let's stop talking about this one. What did Grant write in the notes? Full of rust.
We have the next one.
Guy in the black tank top. Ooh,
This is Derek's reaction to this car.
this car doesn't come available in black. Oh, hold on.
It's green. I think it's green.
It is green. It did come available in green. Let's just read the sheet for a second here.
Let's see if he
so
wants
they
to buy
made
another
they made
one.
the Truneau and the Levin of
Yep.
this, and the
Yep.
Levin is the cooler one, and the Truneau is the less cool looking one. You want to know which one that I have? It is not this one. So this is basically my car. And
50
Grant is probably putting this in here to garner favor from me,
54,000 kilometers on it.
but it's a 5-digit odometer, so they have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like mine has documented 120,000 kilometers on it, which is very, very rare.
Does this say, like, verified?
No.
Okay.
Has exhaust header LSD, which is kind of weird for a car like this. Can you? Yeah.
Sorry.
What does that say? La Lutora CDI.
I don't know.
Ultra CDI plug cords. Oh, wow. Plug wires. So special. Comes with an oil cooler, strengthened clutch, Watanabe wheels. Are those Watanabes? Oh, they are.
Yep.
Oh, those might even be the magnesium ones. And interior... this guy's writing is crazy. Renewal, I think.
Mm-hmm.
This is the early model, just like mine. Has the caution plate, is what the seller said. So it does have the VIN plate on it,
Good.
which I guess for an old car, you might be worried about that. Comes with Solux carbs, so the stock ones. That's twin side draft, just like me. Headliner has been relined.
Which yours needs too.
Mine absolutely needs it. I'm wondering if I should do it myself or if I would just screw it up. It is a very simple design.
Yeah.
It's just a fabric that needs to be glued in place. It looks like it's in fairly good condition, but just like the Land, it does have some corrosion on the roof. But as I was saying, like the Land Cruiser, these are going to be very risky to buy because of the chances of poorly done rust repairs. Oh, their interior looks good.
Why are auction cameras always so bad?
Yeah.
Is a
Original
question in
seats?
the chat.
Yeah, I think there's like they don't feel like it's a competitive thing for them to upgrade to a camera that can do better pictures.
I
If
think
all
it's
the
also-
auctions have bad cameras, then nobody's special.
It's also about speed, right? You need to pull the car in, all the pictures get taken at the same time, and then you'd go.
Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, it looks good.
Yeah.
Those over fenders original on this.
Next car.
Oh, a Z1.
I know exactly why Grant put this on here, and I am wondering if he has the time to talk about it.
AC doesn't work. Idle doesn't work well. And it has cracks on the body panels. These are made out of plastic, aren't they? I think the body panels on these are plastic. So the Z1 is basically a BMW 3 Series. Like half of the chassis is a 3 Series and half of the chassis is the Z3 Roadster that was in development at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And the party piece of this is the doors don't swing open. They go into the sills. And we've exported at least one, maybe more of these. And the doors are a huge pain in the butt.
They open
And they break
close
a
very
lot.
slowly, right?
Yeah, and once they're open, it's hard to get in and out of the car because they're so tall still.
Now, Grant has sent me a video on this, which I haven't watched. But the main point that Grant said that this car was developed from start to finish within 1.5 years.
Really?
Okay, back for a sec. Yeah, Derek, this is the most recent one of those Haggerty videos,
Yeah.
the revelations about the Z1. I learned so much. This was developed and put into production and on sale in like half of the development window of the NA Roadster.
But they still sold a
development around
decent
the same
amount
time.
of these, right? It wasn't like a Skunk Works type thing. They still sold like quite a few. Like
5,000?
yeah, I would have thought less than
Yeah.
10,000, but more than like
Yeah.
2,000.
But it was basically developed on a shoestring budget by a Skunk Works team of like 10 or 20 people.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
My feeling was that it did feel much more special than a regular 3 Series, but it did feel a little bit cobbled together. Like
Yeah, 1.5 years.
the
Like
the
bunch of
roof
German
didn't
dudes.
quite feel like it's going to last very long. Maybe the one that we sold even had a bad roof or something like that. I think we sent it to France. But you can still find these at auction. This one has a start price of 5 million yen, so I guess they're pretty pricey. I remember seeing my first one in my first week of being here in Japan. It might have been like my first 2 days. And I was like, I am in the right country for being a car enthusiast because we never got these in Canada or the USA.
62,000 kilometers. Yeah, a bit rough.
I wonder what the cracks on the body are. I suspect it is paint cracks because of like flexing of the body. And just like the paint was... I wouldn't be surprised if they used a paint that they didn't put enough flex agent in to suit the plastic body panels because it is the lower production car and BMW doesn't make plastic body panels.
Still cool. Still cool. Okay. Quick this week at PCA.
Yeah, we got a couple of things. It says Grant wants to rant about regular car reviews. Do you have time for that?
Yeah, no, we'll bring that up another time.
Okay.
Okay. And then the next one is shot the city video. Max is editing furiously.
Yes.
Would you like to
We shot
manhandle that?
the main part of the city video last Friday. I watched Derek's city.
I've been looking over your shoulder, and I'm very excited for this video because. So the video is like a first look at my new city.
Yep.
That, except for if you watch the Motocompo video that we put up last week, nobody's seeing.
No, we had one teaser in the show at one point. We showed.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
But then we see the car in detail, and it is more special than your regular City Turbo. And then we go into details about why this one's special and why the City is more special. And then this one has a test drive, which I've been having a lot of fun with these test drives, actually. I did one for a Skyline, and I did one for the City.
Silvia, not Skyline.
Silvia, right? The Autec Silvia. And then
Normal Silvia.
we
The Skyline we didn't.
brains coming out, falling on the table. No, it's the Silvia that is unimaginably great because of the low mileage and authentic original condition.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Which is coming up.
So I write a few notes about what I want to talk about in the car and then freestyle it from there and then leave it up to Max to cut that down into something that makes sense. And
then he is like, Max, we need to cut this down. Max, don't put that in.
because so I watched a decent amount of car stuff on YouTube, and I'm always so surprised when someone like Throttle House has what seems like a scripted video, but it's still like it would be very difficult to memorize their entire part that they say without cuts. And I have no idea how they do that because I have a very bad short-term memory and I cannot remember scripts. Max will attest. He'll be like, I need you to just say these 2 sentences. And I'm like, okay, 8th try. I think I got it. And he's like, no, you have to say these words.
Yeah.
And so I find that very difficult. So when I see other people do it, I'm flabbergasted. So I don't think that we can do that at all. So for me, it's more like free association and then cut out the bad stuff.
Yep.
And so I'm hoping that it works, but it's at least very authentically Derek, I would think. But anyways,
the premise of the video is that we put together a list of all of the options you could get for the Turbo 2. There were more options for other cities, which we left out because then the video would be 1.5 hours long. But
it's already half an hour still.
It's half an hour.
Might be cut down a bit, but we don't know.
And with all of the prices that we could find of parts that you've never seen on the internet before. Maybe never seen on the internet before.
Right. Like we were talking about a bit earlier, the City is very much a pre-internet car. Yeah. So it was extremely popular in Japan, but that didn't come into the English version of the internet. So it's just there's so much that just isn't there. Even the Japanese version of the internet is very spotty for information.
That is
so
true.
Producer Max did a deep dive, like a deep dive into this car and found all sorts of great stuff on it.
Yep. There is a body kit for the City Turbo 2, by the way, that has the same turbo. Like it comes with decals. It has the same turbo typo as the 911 Turbo.
What's that? What do you mean a turbo typo?
Like the side decal sticker.
You mean typeface?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that called typo in German?
Maybe, maybe not. Typography is the long word, and I just shortened it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, very much looking forward to that. Do you have an estimated time when it's gonna come out? Because this video was way less work for us to shoot than the Motocompo one.
I think next week, if we do the voiceover stuff and script stuff this week, then next week is very well possible.
Good. Yeah. We did go out to like downtown Yokohama, Minato Mirai, and got some really cool footage there of it driving.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
On to our tier list this time.
I was just gonna jump into Q&A and leave the tier list. Yeah.
We talked too much.
Correct.
Next week we will be talking about these gummies, but for now Q&A. And our episode is long today. We haven't done a long episode in a while because we've been good boys.
Yep.
Not this time though.
2 questions that I have screenshotted along the way. If you guys have any urgent questions now, leave them in the chat. If you're watching after the fact, just comment on the video. Has anyone in the team played Forza Horizon 6 yet?
I don't think anyone has the system to play it on. Grant doesn't.
It's not compatible with my version of Windows.
I have a PS5, so I'm waiting for the PS5 release.
I have a Nintendo Switch one.
Yeah, it doesn't run.
I have an Xbox, but I don't know which one that I have, and I don't think Forza Horizon's on it because it's an older one. I'd like to, but I also I share the same worry that Grant has, that it's going to be too much Forza Horizon and not enough new stuff, because there are a lot of things in that series that I don't like, because I prefer my games to be more sim-like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an arcade game, but I would just want to play it for the vibes.
Or you can
Next-
just go outside and drive around Japan.
Yeah, also true. Next one from Blue3 and a bunch of numbers. Not sure if you guys can answer this, but what's the worst condition car you guys have won at auction?
It was a
Someone
camper.
answered the candy van.
The candy van, it was not the worst condition. Not by a long shot. When
Okay.
we got it a decade ago, it was actually in fine condition. It had a bit of rust, but the engine ran fine. You could drive it fine. It's just deteriorated because it's just been sitting there.
Okay, so what's the worst condition car you
It was
ever-
definitely a Delica camper. It
Oh, I could see that.
You open the door, and if you stood 4 meters away from the car, you could smell the interior. It was so gross.
like
It was like
cigarettes or
every
mold?
Like, I have never had a shower in my life, but I live in this thing.
Oh my god.
You know,
Has there been anything we've bought that was just consistently mechanically broken and there was nothing we could do about it?
Just junk, basically.
RX-7s, like half of them.
Oh, shots fired.
We sometimes buy some cars that are in bad condition, but for the most part, we're selling to people who don't want bad condition cars, and so we tend to, I think compared to other exporters too, we tend to err on the side of better condition cars. We will get some bad ones every once in a while because, you know, it is auction purchasing and you can buy whatever car that you want, and some people are looking for things like parts cars and stuff like that, but we for the most part are considered, I suppose, a more like careful, like the people who are looking to buy at the very cheapest possible price sometimes don't end up with the cheapest possible price because they get duped into it, but those people are also buying at the very bottom of the price range and stuff like that. Our company doesn't really like attract that kind of person, so to speak, so I'd say that our customers are probably looking for something a little bit better. But yeah, that Delica, ooh. And like everything was like either modified or neglected. It was a 25-year-old camper that was gross.
Yeah.
Like it, you know those YouTube channels that they go into people's houses and clean up when like they're like shut-ins that or
Hikikomori?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was like that.
Oh my god. Okay, bunch more questions. Kid Free has asked, ever come across a car at auction that is priced so well that you just think, damn, I really wish one of our customers had picked this one up?
All the time.
Honestly, it happens with specialty cars as well. Like something comes up that's rare and we kind of like send it out to some of the customers we think might be interested, but sometimes they don't bid enough or something. That Tercel Turbo
Oh,
Yeah, perfect
was one
example.
of those.
no one bought it.
I was so like, I can't have unlimited cars. There's a space issue with this, and it's just, it breaks my heart seeing cars go away when I can't have them.
Yep. There are, I would say once every other week or so, there's a thing where I'll approach Derek like, hey, is there a chance we need another company car?
Grant, he hasn't said this very often recently, but he used to say, is this the kind of car that would be good as inventory car when he found something cool? And because we can't handle inventory very well because how we structure our company, we don't have people to handle the cleaning up and modifying of the cars to get them ready for sale, and I don't want to sell junk. So I have to say no to it, and it hurts. It's like, here. And I think maybe this is why Grant cut it off. He's like, instead of turning the knife another time, because he knows that I love those cars.
How about you buy it privately?
Yeah, well, that's what happens to my cars.
Yep.
That's how I got the city.
Yep. Okay, what's the best place to visit near Tokyo for a Toyota enthusiast?
Maybe you guys know that a little bit
Thompson
better than I do.
Odaiba is a good point. But yeah, Tokyo is not really a Toyota city.
Toyota's high
you
cheap.
kind of want to go to Toyota City. For
Yeah.
the Toyota City.
There used to be the Toyota Mega Web in Odaiba, but that's no more.
That closed down like 6
Yeah, that
years
was-
ago or something.
Quite a while ago,
So-
yeah.
That was
Sadly.
great. That was great. But otherwise, Toyota.
Yeah, there's not much that's Toyota specific around Tokyo.
No.
I wonder what a Toyota lover is looking for out of something like this. Is it like museums, or they're Like,
Getting parts.
I don't know,
maybe?
because, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say probably look into going to Aichi to Toyota City. They've got a museum there.
And their
some cool
museum's
stuff.
good.
Yeah. And another one, Grego, are people exporting RX-8s?
Not very often, and I wish more people would look into them because they're very cool, often a very good value, and somehow seem to be more reliable.
Are they U.S. legal yet?
No, not even close. First year's like 2003, 4?
I remember seeing one when I was fresh out of high school. Like, they had a giveaway, and they were giving away a Fairlady and an RX-8. And I was like, oh, these two cars are almost, they compete very well with one another. And now they're considered very different cars from one another. People just don't like the RX-8. I think they're great. I think they're very
2
good.
days
You
ago,
can,
one drove past me. It sounds good.
Yeah, you can get the Spirit R's for like less than $2 million sometimes.
How much is the regular one?
They can
Cheap.
be as low as 250,000.
Yeah.
For the 6-speed manuals?
Yeah. And for the Spec S that properly like revs to $9,000 and all this stuff.
It's so weird that Mazda ruined themselves by making such a great car in the RX-7.
Could never surprise.
Now everyone's like, Mazda, we don't trust you anymore. You make... Yeah.
Okay. Relevant question. Could you provide an updated RoRo cost for hatchback, medium SUV, minivans?
To which country?
That is the question.
What?
That is the question that person needs to answer.
Yes, please send us an email and let us know which port you're looking to ship to.
Canada.
We'll be glad to get you some details.
How much is Canada right now? $98 US per cube?
It's gone up a little bit over that. I think it's like 106 right now.
Mr. Gularu, I wanted to end the stream with your question, but then there was an
Was
actual...
it I'm hungry?
No, what should I get
It's a
for dinner?
statement.
He's saying West Coast Canada.
My daughter's in Canada at the moment because she's going to school there. Just like a 3-month exchange. She says that the food, all the Japanese food is so far from the real Japanese food that she can't find, and she doesn't like Western food too much. And so she's having a tough time with eating
Yeah.
there.
Did we answer the question about the shipping prices?
Yeah. But email to get a direct quote, and then we can
Okay.
find out what car you're talking about and give you a direct quote for that type of car.
Another one. Do you guys import cars to Japan?
Nope. We imported a car back from Dubai when the dealer was like, we want to get our hands, we don't want to have this car anymore. And we were like, okay, good, sell it. And they're like, nope, we're sending it back to Japan. And we're like, you're going to lose money. And then they sent it back to Japan,
And lost money.
and then they lost money.
We now know that the process is kind of difficult.
It was an odd dealership where I feel like the person in the company that we discussed was probably not on the same level as the CEO because they were a fairly wealthy company.
Yeah.
And he probably couldn't say no to the CEO making a bad decision. It was my guess.
Okay, now for the last question while we roll the end music, and let's hope we can answer the question within the 30 seconds we got from now,
All right.
which is, what should Mr. Gularu eat for dinner?
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti?
Yeah.
There you have it.
Mr. Gularu. Make something at home. Eating out is a waste of money with Canadian restaurant prices.
Spaghetti. Easy spaghetti with tomatoes.
Like
Spaghetti it is.
Like here, you can eat out like convenience store food for $5. You can't do that in Canada. It's 12 to 20.
Okay.
No,
See you
we
next
still
week. No,
ready.
it's gonna go.
Here it is.
Bye.
Well, goodbye. So long, cause we really gotta go. See you next week on the Cool JDM show.
But Abs,
What up?
I got so much on my plate.
Man, relax. Let me demonstrate. Put your headphones on and start multitasking. Listen to the show while running some laps. Then stretching your calves. Then go have a bath. Then let the cat out. Then let the cat back in. Then let it back out again. Then let
Yeah,
it
we can move on from the cat thing, Abs. I get it.
Oh, really? Then get this, Mr. Smartass. You can also listen while attending an art class.
Damn, Abs, you did it again.
Yeah. Just don't forget to tell a friend. The Cool JDM show, the coolest around. Tell your mom, tell your dad, tell the whole damn town. Tell the doctor, tell the nurse, tell the secretary, tell the librarian in the library. Tell the cop trying to give you a speeding ticket.
Officer, the Cool JDM show, don't miss
To
it.
which you'll reply, you're free to go, cause that podcast is so unbelievable.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna tell everyone that I know.
To tune in to the Cool JDM show.